Yeah, there you go. Yeah, get up. Jess, get up. Jess, get up. Jess.
I have never been more awake than I am right now.
Good. Hey,
Shot my voice.
I'm noticing something over here.
What?
Looks like you got yourself a Starbucks.
I got myself a pinkity drinkity.
Oh,
Ew.
what?
Wait, did they write your name on it, or did they just give you like a wow?
They didn't put their whole Starbussies into it.
well,
It's just a
Oh, yeah.
Starbucks doesn't do names anymore.
They don't?
Why? Because they get them wrong.
Did they get sued for something?
I think there's a new policy to where like they aren't allowed to do names. So like a lot of the Starbucks baristas are just like I've been watching. I went through some of the comments and it was like somebody drew a worm and then just wrote worm under it. My name's Delilah, so they just put hey there. It's like, that's kind of funny.
That is kind of funny.
But sometimes they leave really cute, like happy spring and like have a great day. But all I got was a smiley face.
I mean, you could have gotten a frowny face.
I
I'll
did.
have a horrible
That would have been kind
day.
of funny.
I did order a Trenta iced coffee, my huge.
Yeah.
And I roll in, and on it says, "Bigger's always better." And I was like, man, if I walk around with this, everyone's going to think that I'm just like jumping on dick all over the place.
But you know what? That's also a lie. Bigger is not always better.
Hey, high five, Elliot. That's right. Okay,
It's
you
not.
saw right here on the Do Over podcast. Oh, Elliot. I'm feeling great.
Are you?
I'm back in the captain's
That's
chair.
because you got a mega gulp under your little gulp.
So this right here.
Oh God! It says fizz. I did not read the F.
What did you?
It looked a little
like a J.
Looked like a little like a
It
soft
does
J.
have a little J.
It looked like
All
a
right.
little yiz.
Maybe
you know
they
what
did
I'm
that on
saying?
purpose. They're like, oh, it's in a J form, so it's jizz.
It's a soft J like Yagi.
So just to give people an idea,
Yes.
hold on, just to give people an idea of how much coffee I drink. So this is number one.
That's so sick. I
Okay.
would die.
And then here's numero dos. I had to go to fucking 7-Eleven really quick. Oh yeah, by the way, here's my impression of my wife before we're going live. Can you go live already? Cause like I'm like saying, so I just want to address this up front. Shout out to Red Phoenix. I don't know if you're in the chat right now,
the
Red Phoenix.
is red.
But she wanted me to go ahead and give a big thank you to Red Phoenix because he gifted a bunch of people subs. And because of that, she got a sub.
Aww,
Yeah, I think Lady Jam's got. I think Lady Jam's got one.
Did she?
Yeah.
So here's the deal. It's
She
like,
hates when you do that.
whatever.
Apologize.
Whatever. Anyways.
Ooh.
so I was like, okay, that's great that you got a sub, Sarah. However, why aren't you supporting us? Why didn't you already have a sub? Why didn't you already subscribe to the Do Over podcast at twitch.tv/the Do Over podcast?
She has a sub. He's at home.
That's very true.
I'm like, whatever you do. Can I just huff your farts, please?
Whatever, baby.
Can I touch your butt? No? Okay. Okay, that's okay. Anyways, good morning. I'm back in the captain's seat. Feels good.
I'm never doing that again.
Why?
Why not?
Why not?
You're a star.
I'm just telling you, I'm not doing it.
I think you're our best host, frankly.
You did really good. Why don't you like doing good?
I genuinely think that. I think you're out of the three of us, I think you're numero uno.
Are you kidding me?
I swear.
Wow, see? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
Jess.
No, I'm not doing it anymore.
Jess brings the like lax feeling of talking to a friend, but like a little bit of chaos. All mixed
Why
in.
Why
It's
don't
fun.
Oh, shut up. Shut the fuck up.
No,
why,
keep going.
But it's a lot of fun. So yeah.
Why don't you want to
I'm
be
just
a
never
host?
doing it again.
Why?
I just don't feel like it. I'm a great second and third seat.
Jess, what the hell?
I love you. You and Elliot. As soon as I said that, I was like, why did that come out like that?
Tell me, dog. Tell me.
I think that you two thrive in the wearing the pants, and I like wear the chonies. I wear the chonies. You guys are the pants. You know, I'm totally okay with
I'm
it.
the grandma period pants.
Exactly.
And then you guys are like the slacks.
Exactly. I'm
That's right.
totally cool being the outside.
Well, you know what's
You know?
cool about today? It is a Weedster weekend, everybody.
Weedster
Weedster.
weekend. Easter bunny's
So,
high behind the house. Who got my grass? It's him.
If you're if you're unaware of what Weedster is, it's when Easter and 420 can join. They join powers.
A higher power.
Same day.
And you know what's upsetting? Is
higher power.
None of my family got it like that. Like,
what do you mean?
If I was,
oh my God, there's weeds all over the house.
if I was like, guys, let's go smoke a doob in the back, they'd all be like, what? Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm going to tell you right now, if I was to ever smoke weed with my father, because my mother would never. But if I haven't smoked weed in how long? Like fucking 2 decades. So if I was to smoke weed with my father, first of all, I would get paranoid high. That's for real. And then I think the act of smoking weed with my father would be too weird. Like
I want to do it before I die.
I feel like your dad would be super chill.
No, he would. Like for sure, he'd be chill, and he would. My dad likes to laugh, right? Ever since I was young, he had a good sense of humor. He likes to laugh. He would always try to make my mom laugh and stuff like that. And that's why my brother, David, who I hardly ever talk about my brother because he's so much older than me, we really hadn't had a relationship. But he's like, I really loved your dad, and I love your dad because when I was young, he was always making my mom laugh. That's what I love about him.
That's really cute.
It's wholesome.
Yeah, I mean, it is cool. My dad also, though, much like my father, has a fucking temper on him. And it's just like, boom. Like, it's like 2 extremes. People wonder, like, why I got this, like, over here and over there. I'm like, it's my dad. And that's why I'm so sensitive to, like,
sound.
Like, if the girls are like, I'm like, shut the fuck up.
He says he's sensitive to sound, but he'll, like, blare death metal.
Oh, yeah.
And he's
showing up to work.
And also, his car. Hello, you're sensitive to sound?
No, that's because I'm deaf, dude.
Your phone.
I'm sensitive to sound, cannot hear.
Literally, like, your phone is on pitch 84, and Colleen and Elliot and I are, like, crying because our eardrums are bleeding.
You know what I love? You know what I love about chat right now? A big shout out to chat, everyone watching on Twitch. Jay Shaper. Did you hear about the girl from one of those green card marriage shows that used to sell her farts in a jar online? And then the only thing our producer says is, got a link?
I feel like, everybody's doing that nowadays. There's always a jar.
It wasn't 90 Day Fiance, I don't think.
It was.
Oh,
it was? It was. Yeah, it was 90 Day Fiance. It was one of the chicks from 90 Day Fiance.
Oh, I thought it was a different one. But I do remember that. And also,
imagine.
That's a slay. Are you effing kidding me?
She was making huge money too. Imagine.
Smart girl.
Imagine being able to eat burritos and just fart in jars and just make hella money.
How many times do you think she had to, like, wash a jar?
Because she had a little whoopsie.
Yeah, there was a little
she could
whoopsie
probably get more money that way.
There's a little extra beans in that jar. You know what I'm saying?
You could,
that's absolutely.
There's some extra beans in that coffee. Huh?
Yeah, there's a little extra refried in those. You know what I'm saying?
When I had food poisoning the other day, I was.
Let's talk about it.
Can I?
Shout out Emmy Lou Who. Good morning, you beautiful person.
I literally was at work, right? And I housed a salad. And I know better. I shouldn't have done that.
Those leafy greens really run through you.
I literally freaking like housed it in 5 seconds because I don't have time to like sit and eat, right? So I'm like, I housed it.
You just scoop it with your hands.
You're just grabbing it with your hands.
Pretty much. And as soon as I was done, I was all, okay, brother. I have never sprinted so fast in my life. I was wearing a onesie. So I had to strip naked in the bathroom.
Brutal.
And I was like holding on to the walls. Like, you know the scene in White Chicks when he's all, move, bitch? That was me. Yeah. Like I was sweating. My neighbor 2 doors down was like cackling, laughing because she saw me doing this like 87 times. Like, I should have sold my...
So wait, you got, is this your food poisoning?
Yeah.
I don't want to be the bearer of bad news, but you're about to be in a whole lot of more pain because do you see the FDA no longer has to do the routine like check-ins with food?
Are you effing kidding me?
Swear to God.
That should be illegal.
News story dropped yesterday that the FDA no longer has to like match a certain food requirement.
That should be illegal.
Bro, Chipotle gonna kill us all.
Dude, look, I'm not going to get into the politics of all because we got a big fun show today.
We do.
So I'm not going to get it. But I will say this. The systematic destruction of things that are like protections for us in the name of making America great again is just, it's kind of annoying every single story that's dropping. And you're talking to a person that doesn't like any politicians. So if you think that I'm over here just hating Trump or hating Republicans, you're incorrect. I don't like any politician.
No.
This shit is so abrupt and so crazy. There are certain things that are good, like, food safety, good. Water safety, good. Making sure there's not fucking, bacteria and shit in what we eat. Those are like kind of vital things. And they all do it in the name of saving money or money waste. And I think that like, there's definitely waste in the government. I mean, for sure, there's people that are tenured and can't get fired and just don't do anything. I get that. But there's certain things that are in place that protect us that need to stay in place, right? Like food safety protocols.
Yeah.
Like that's a no-brainer. And when I hear it, I'm just like, oh, Christ. Like I'm waiting for the next breakout of bullshit. You know what I mean? Because if you let companies cut corners and they make like an extra 30 million in a year because of that, they're absolutely going to do that. And it will absolutely lead to something horrible. Like it will. It's just a matter of fucking time, dude. So anyways.
So yeah, you're cooked.
Yeah, you're done.
Actually,
if you thought you had food poisoning this time.
No, you should have heard the way I threw up. You should have heard it.
But,
it was the most violent.
We are tummy strugglers.
Oh my God.
You and I are in here.
To the point, Chris was like rattling the door. He's like, let me in. And I was like, I'm naked, bent over the toilet. There's things coming out of orifices.
Why do you sound like Muscle Man, bro?
So wait.
He was
who else is sitting on a toilet with their orifices, bro?
I will say, though, that's a big step in your guys' relationship.
It was.
That he wanted to help you when you're doing the poopy pants.
Well, and I was very afraid because I had to like move from one way to the other because things were happening one way and then it was going to come out of my mouth. So I had to like do a quick move. And as I'm moving, he's like rattling the door and I'm like, you do not want to be in here. Like, get out. And he's like, are you okay? What's happening in there? And I'm like, you don't want to know.
Yeah, no, I'm like dying.
Hang on. Do that voice again.
You don't want to know. Does that not sound like him?
No. You think your man sounds like that?
Yes.
Dude, he does not.
Give us like a sentence. Give us a sentence.
Okay, wait. Let me try to think of something that he would say. I have something.
Okay, take it away. The floor is yours.
He's been upset with me because he's been making a new sound in his sleep, and I've been comparing it to Doodle Bob. You know who Doodle Bob is? Yeah. The SpongeBob draws a cartoon version of himself in an episode.
Yeah.
And then he always goes, me hoy, me noy, me noy. That's so he woke the other day, he fell asleep, and I shit you not. Like, I'm not exaggerating. This was his snore. Like, it literally sounded like that. And so I was like, in the morning, I was like, okay, Doodle Bob, calm down. And he was like, what are you talking about? And I was like, when you snored, you did a me hoy, me noy, me noy.
You me hoimed.
Yeah, you me hoy. And
when she me hoims on my noise?
He was like, no, I didn't. Why would you say that? Like, why would you say, no, I didn't?
Okay, hold on. I do see some of the semblance of what you're saying. Like,
thank you.
Slightly, but he doesn't sound like that.
He has like
but
there's like a thing right here.
Hold on, wait. Here's my thing, dude.
You're laughing because it's true.
I'm just laughing.
I don't think it's like mostly true, but Sarah, like, I ask her sometimes because it's funny, like how you're chatting him up on the way he sounds, right?
Yeah.
And then Sarah will like, the way I look, the other day, someone came over to the house and I'm like, dude, they were kind of weird to me because like I didn't have my shirt on. I had like my wife beater on.
Yeah.
And I was walking out. The dogs were
Cracking
freaking
his
out.
knuckles.
No, the dogs were freaking out in the front. I'm trying to like get them wrangled. I go and I shake their hand. And as I come back, I'm like, man, they're kind of fucking like a little weird. And she's like, look at you. And I was like, well, hold the fucking phone.
I love
like,
her so
hate to be the one to tell you.
She acts like I'm such a pain in the ass, that I'm so dirty, that I look like a fucking
She thinks you're a thug.
a member of the
She
Aryan
thinks
Brotherhood.
you're a
And I'm
thug.
like, why the fuck did you end up with me? Like if I'm so many of these things to you, like how did you end up with this if this is such a problem for you?
Because she loves a fixer-upper.
Yeah, okay, whatever. We all do. Hold on, let's ask if Sarah's on. Sarah, are you in the chat? Type something if you're in the chat. I don't even think.
Send us your boobs if you're in the chat.
Yeah,
Hey.
screenshot of the
Text.
titties. Okay, so we have a guest coming up, but before we get to that, I do want to say a couple things. We got stickers now. Elliot, go ahead and show
Ooh, yay.
the sticker.
I got a few of them.
So we got stickers now.
Cute.
A little.
And then we were going to do a shirt drop today. I did not have time to get to the shirts, but I'm going to process them this weekend. So we're going to do a shirt drop next weekend. I'm covering all the Patreon people, and then everything else will be first come, first serve. Every single shirt will have a sticker inside of the little.
Yes, and a QR code straight to my Venmo.
Okay, let's chill out on asking people for money.
I'm not asking. I'm demanding.
I'm asking. I need
demanding.
I need a new car.
Anyways, so yes, the shirts, they're free. The sticker, what?
Jess just makes me laugh. She's a silly goose today. I like it.
My God.
It's good energy today. Good energy in the gym.
Yeah, you come home with me.
No. No.
Okay.
Anyways, shirts. They are coming next week. We'll give you the update on that. And coming up a little later on, we're gonna announce the winner of the free massage.
The massage
From Valerie O'Brien Massage. So that's gonna come up. And we got Jessica Piland coming
Valerie.
Valerie. Giving
Why don't you come on over, Valerie?
That's her. Why don't you come on over?
I'm gonna lose my shit really quick. Thank you, Benz. You didn't need to do that, Benz.
Oh man!
All right, can we get to it, or are you guys gonna keep
we're
on
in it.
fucking off?
We're in
We
it.
are in it.
We're in it to win it,
Okay.
Bubbas.
So first, let's.
Bubba's.
Oh my God.
We're in it. Take it away, man. We're waiting on you.
No, go ahead.
With what?
No, you go ahead.
I have
Notes are
something
right there.
to say.
She's got something to say.
We're waiting.
so annoyed. Okay?
Mhm.
Please tell us.
Yeah, what's up?
The anticipation killing me.
I mean, like, yeah, I can't wait to get to this.
She's
Well, I don't
crying.
know if we're getting to it later or if I can do it now.
What? Just give me the.
My God.
Did you even read the note?
Did you read the note?
Are we going in order? We never go in order. How am I supposed to know?
You're out of order. Drew, what are we doing?
Yeah, take it away, Bubba's.
Oh man, you're not even high yet.
Nope.
All right, our guest is going to be coming in. So all the shit that I wanted to get to, we're not gonna get to.
We can get to it.
Yeah, if you like, you're two giggle bitches over here.
I'm cool face. Look at this.
slapping each other's buttholes. Like I can't get to what we were talking
Ew.
about.
Ew.
Slapping each other's buttholes is diabolical.
Grow up.
When are you gonna grow up?
When are you going to grow up?
What the fuck?
Drew,
Ugh.
you know, we set you up on this giant pedestal, giving you a chance to host.
My fucking
After-
eye.
When I'm
after-
clearly the best out of
after
the three
Jess-
of us.
Dominated the screen last week,
My eyebrows literally twitching right now,
and
dude.
you're
Like,
just sitting there. We need you to take over. Like let's go.
talk about the green screen real quick.
Let's talk about the green screen.
Because this is the most fucking Elliot thing.
It's also the
It-
first thing on
you
in
know,
order.
I gotta tell you. Let's go back. Okay,
We have to go back.
we have to go back. Elliot has had a series of, he's grown much older now, and now that he's living his responsible life, right, with his multiple jobs, and doing everything. I'm like, man, he's really starting to get it. You know what I mean?
Really is.
Like, he's starting to get it. I've been critical of him for not taking initiative or not, following through 100% on things, right? Like, I've been critical of him in the past on that because I'm like, dude, you really got to do this. So since we started the podcast, to let everyone know the back end of this, it is equally owned by all of us. Me, Elliot, Jess, and Ork. We all are our partners, 25% each. We all own this equally. So this is our thing. We own this. So I have noticed that Elliot has taken more initiative, and I was really proud of him. Right?
I was like super proud.
So then Elliot got stuck on this green screen idea.
Genius idea.
And I was like, dude, no, I don't want to dick around with the green screen. He's like, no, we need to get it. Blah, 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 blah. So I'm like, all right. So he gets and orders the green screen. We've been talking about this for like a month and a half.
Yeah,
Elliot keeps on bringing it up.
Because it's coming.
The green screen is coming.
It's coming.
Just like the shirts. But the shirts actually came.
Well, the green screen came.
Okay, so he got the package.
Yeah.
Hang on. I just want to say, I got the package. March 15th came in, and I was heel over head for it. So excited. I know what I did there.
Heel over. Oh, heel over head.
Not heels, just one heel.
Just heel over head
his
excited.
head.
So healed excited.
Yeah, it's a joke. Anyway, but I was like, we don't want to open it because how the studio's set up. We want to make sure if we're going to do it, we're going to do it right.
Yeah.
We might move some of the tables around, and then we're thinking, you know what? Let's just move it over to the original podcast spot. We'll have more space. We have more liberty, and it's like 5 minutes away from our place. So it just works perfect, right? I want to show you guys the photo of the product before the reveal.
Hold on. Okay.
So,
go ahead. Yeah. You show it up to the camera.
Okay. So it is an LS Limo Studio 9x15 green screen.
This camera.
Yeah. Hang on. I just want to make sure we get this.
That's what the product details are.
You can see it. How green it is from here, right?
Yeah.
You see how green that is, right?
That's a green screen.
Now, but before Ork shows you this, so he gets it, Ork sets it up, and then I get a text from Ork. He's like, I don't know, man. And I'm like, that's all it says. I was like, what do you mean, And he's like, he's going to be here. Do you want to like come over? I was like, what the fuck is this? Because it's big.
It's huge.
It's huge.
It's
massive.
A whole wall. It's like a whole wall's worth. And like we get done with taps and takes on Tuesday. That's when we were going to film the first one. And we're all excited. And Ork's like, you're going to want to see this.
Yeah. So I
like,
roll up. I roll up. Go ahead and show it, Ork.
It's
fucking great.
It's so great.
It's so great.
So I get there at like 1 PM, and he's like, and I, like you, I'm like, that's the grayest gray I've ever grayed in my whole life of graydom.
That is very gray.
It's gloop color. It's so gray. And Ork's trying to be supportive. He's like, it's olive. It's olive. It's a very subtle olive.
There's
Elliot.
A gray undertone.
And I was like,
it's not.
So now we're like, we're not panicked, but I'm trying to think of like, okay, would maybe like spray painting it green work? He's like, I don't know. I think it might work. A few hours later, he shows me a little like video, and it's like Lady Ork, and she looks great in it. So
right.
Like, okay, we can make this work. So I go back at about 9 PM that night, and I see it again. And now my brain is trying to gaslight myself to like, wow, it actually looks pretty green now.
Yeah.
You know what? It is
green.
It's essentially a neon green
It's
screen.
the greenest screen I've ever seen.
Until Ork later shows us a photo this morning of an actual green screen next to an actual black screen to the gray screen that we have.
Yeah.
So
we get it. We shoot something really quick. We actually launched it. You probably saw it on our socials. But my thing is that this is Elliot a la 2021.
Yeah.
Okay. He takes the initiative to do something, but doesn't follow through by actually looking at the goddamn thing. All right. And it's so him to talk about something, get something, not check that something, and then ultimately Elliot has always been a person that succeeds to like a certain degree and then falls off. Like it's always like B+, dude. You're like right there.
But
you're
like,
right there.
If that's the screen you guys used for what you launched, it worked.
It did, but
it worked, but
it won't.
It is going to take a lot of Orc work, and we don't want to do that to Orc because he's already doing so much for us. So
I would die for Orc.
I would too.
Yeah.
So we have a first video coming out of me and the green screen. Hopefully we can get that out in the next week or two. So Orc, just no rush, buddy. We love you for all the hard work you do. But next week would be super cool. So the green screen is here, but like a lot of things, it wasn't what we were expecting.
So coming up next, we have a special guest that wants to come in and talk about some drama going down at the Riverparks. So we're going to get to that, and then we'll get to everything else because we had to talk about Elliot's gray screen failure. Just next time, just open up the package, dude. Like,
you know what the worst part is?
What?
The return day was Monday.
Oh my God.
So now it's just here.
Oh, I have a tarp.
I do love that you have it though. Like
I have it forever.
Yeah, that's amazing.
It's mine now.
It's a tarp.
I mean, honestly, you could probably set it up at your house and like take solo ones if you want to.
It could be a good backdrop.
No,
for
it's
pictures.
great because when the weather gets really hot, I can use it to hide our vegetables that we're growing.
Dude, I like this.
Oh my God.
Miles, MPH, Twitch audio kind of low and popping, but then he's all, oh, and good morning, my guys and chick. The chick. You are the chick. The chick in the morning.
Who started that? Was that Riscardo?
Yeah, it was Riscardo.
So anyways, we're going to take a little break. We're going to get a guest in here. We're going to fix the audio real quick, and we'll be right back. All right, it's here. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but it's about to get hot in the Central Valley. So how are we going to survive? Well, I got some steps for you. 1, tan. You don't want to look pasty. 2, make sure you wear lighter clothes. And 3, make sure you have comfortable feet. Let them doggies breathe. So that means you have to go to Brown Shoe Fit Co. in downtown Visalia, right in the corner of Main and Locust, and ask for Josh. He's going to sit you down. He's going to give you that customer service that you cannot get ordering things on a phone, and know your budget, know your needs, and get you the exact right thing. Josh knew I had really bad foot pain. He got me some Hokas, and no joke, my foot pain's gone. Brown Shoe Fit Co. is a big-time supporter of the Do Over podcast, so we support them, and you should as well. Again, downtown Visalia, tell them that the Do Over sent you.
All right, we back?
Yeah, we're back.
All right, wow.
We're
Great
back.
timing on that. All right.
I think that we figured out the audio issue, so we are back. We got Elliot. We got Jess.
Hi.
2 Jesses.
I know.
Jessica. We have one half of the Piland crew. What is up, Jessica Piland?
Good morning.
Piland.
How are you this morning?
I'm okay.
Yeah,
I'm a little riled up, but I'm okay.
Riled up?
She's looking like
You're
a
riled up?
slay boss queen.
I don't think you know what the meaning of the word is.
She's wearing boots that are so cutesy wootsy,
I got
up
my
to
moto
down,
boots on.
looking like a hottie Bugatti. And I'm like, why? What? No one told me.
No,
that.
it's funny because
What?
she was like, I was like, hey, you want to come in and do the podcast and talk about, you're going to find out what we're going to be talking about in a second. And she's like, yeah, I'm going to wear sweats. And I'm like, well, remember there's cameras, so wear the fancy sweats. So is this the fancy sweat fit?
Sure.
She looks so
All right,
cute.
yeah.
We have never dressed fancy here a day
I
in
think
our
I've worn the
lives.
same thing here 5 weeks in a row.
That's a lie. Our first day.
Our
in this
first day.
we dressed up
because we took a picture. That doesn't count.
Yeah. Anyways, we're gonna get to why you're here in a second, but I do want to point out something. These are good friends and clients of me. Now you can go ahead and wax poetic for 5 minutes about how great of a real estate agent I am. Go.
You're amazing.
Thank you.
Mm.
Thank you. Now I knew this, but you saying it validates my narcissistic feelings, so I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
No, I really do love the Pilands. They're go-getters. So let's go back before the coffee even started. You were
it was tea.
You were doing amazing things on Instagram way back in the day, right?
Thank you.
Do you still do that, or has coffee just taken up the whole?
Coffee has taken up everything. pretty
Everything,
much. Yes.
yeah.
My other account, Park Days and Coffee, which is my Disney content, nerd
Right.
content.
Mhm.
has taken a back seat.
Oh, so you used to do Disney content?
No, they're just certified Disney adults. These are the people that will give me the skills to succeed if going to Disneyland.
Fantastic. Quick question. Thoughts on Treasure Planet?
I never saw it.
Oh my God. Take her Mickey ears.
My kids have.
Take her Mickey ears
100%.
away.
There's just something about, I think it was like that genre. Like I've seen Anastasia.
Mhm.
So it's just that animation. It didn't really click with me.
I mean, I get it. Elliot's standing over this movie. He actually added it to the notes to be like, we're talking about Treasure Planet.
Because it's sick. It's
so
a sick
good.
movie. All right. And it's got a banger soundtrack song on it that nobody talks about. All right.
All right. Well, we will get to that later. There's
Yeah,
important
got it.
things that we got to talk about. So I'm just on Instagram, scrolling. What? Scroll. And then I see some shit. I was like, oh, what's going on here? And it was like an official statement. There was allegations and factual information being
Hyenas allegations.
booted on your coffee pop-up at Riverpark. And I immediately stopped because I'm a big, and you can ask these guys, I'm big on like getting the reaction and the full story on air, right? While we're broadcasting, because I want that visceral kind of response. So I just said, hey, come down here and tell your story. And then immediately Kurt was like, oh, yeah, we've already been talking to the news stations. I was like, fuck the news stations. Are they the coolest podcast in Fresno? And you said, no word. So you're here now. Give us the story. What was going on? First of all, give me your qualifications. Hapa California Coffee, okay? And you do like a Filipino blend of coffee, right?
Right. So it would be 2 years ago in October that we started Hapa California Coffee. It's a the story behind it is that we wanted to showcase Filipino beans in the Central Valley. We're so far the first and the only to do that. It's all backed up with its. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
I get emotional every time I think about this because basically it's a love story to my family,
right?
Where I've come from. My kids. Hapa actually means half Asian, half American, part Asian. And that's a blend of my family. We were born and raised in California. We absolutely love it here. So this really, really hurt everything that happened and everything that we worked for. We try to be strong allies with everybody in the community and try to be better role models for our children.
Right.
Yeah.
And you started a coffee pop-up and it's delicious. And I had
great coffee.
I had your
Thank
backs
you.
in any way that I could with our old platform and now this one. But it was really cool just bumping into you guys doing pop-ups like either downtown or Riverpark. Like you would be just posted up in Riverpark, slinging coffee. You'd have a line and it was cool. I like it when I see my friends, clients, acquaintances, like people going out there and going for it and then succeeding. And whenever I saw you guys at a pop-up, there was always like a line and you guys were doing great. And that makes me happy, like to see you excel, taking a risk and excelling. So would you say that the Riverpark pop-ups were like crucial to your day-to-day business?
Yes. This last month, there was a Saturday where we did 100 drinks. Great. The next Saturday, doubled that, 200 drinks. The following Saturday was 300. So that area is a good centralized spot.
It's really like a hot spot.
Yeah, it's popular.
So not only do we get our followers out there, it's a lot of foot traffic.
Right.
We're so appreciative of that spot, all the organizers and Riverpark for allowing us to even be there.
Bring me through the story of what happened. Because, I mean, you guys, like you said, a couple of years ago, you've been doing this for a while. And I've seen you do pop-ups downtown, like all over the place. But the majority of the time I would see you popping up over at Riverpark, which has to be a great opportunity to see a bunch of people, like you said, sell a bunch of drinks. So you kind of had a regular spot. What happened?
Okay, so it was last Thursday. We had gotten a text stating that just to let you know, Riverpark is going to be, or the market that week on Saturday will be looking a little bit different because Asian vendors, food vendors will not be allowed to be there.
Specifically Asian vendors.
Right.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, with the exception of Starbucks that's kind of in the general area, there's really no coffee there, right?
There is another business there. And there's like Panera. There's another small business in there too. We are the only ones that I know of that are allowed to serve there.
Right.
Okay.
So getting that text, I'll be honest with you, I was just like, there was a lot going on that day. I read it, and what I saw, it to me, it seemed like generally it wasn't that specific to which, it wasn't that specific. And in my mind, I was like, okay, well, I have heard of this happening to other vendors who sell similar food.
Right.
But why are we allowed there if there's a Starbucks, if there's a Panera?
Right.
There's another coffee spot there.
Right.
Well, and also, I mean, you are coffee at the end of the day. So like, why wouldn't coffee be allowed still?
And I find it peculiar that they singled out Asian vendors.
I was going to say
specific.
The wording seems wrong to me.
I would think at least in the year of 2025, that very specific targeting you would think someone would think through that before they actually implemented something like that. So they're lumping you in just generally based on your ethnicity. Yeah. Right. Because if you look at what they're doing, it's coffee. It's normal coffee. Yes, it's a Filipino blend of coffee, but it's coffee. You are an Asian owner of a coffee pop-up, but it's not like Asian food per se. Mm-hmm. I mean, if you really wanted to get into the nuts and bolts of it, you could argue that, yes, it is somewhat of an Asian coffee, but it's kind of, that's like a bastardization of what you're doing. It's coffee. Coffee's coffee. Like we don't call some coffee Italian. You know, I mean, you can, or roast different ethnicities, but specifically Asian.
I want to be clear. We were allowed to be there. Hapa California Coffee was allowed to continue service. I fell into this space in my head and in my emotions that like, why the fuck are we here?
Right.
Yeah.
Like, this is not fair. I'm the quote, token Asian in this situation.
Right.
Is it because of our following? Is it because of how much sales that we have that they're trying to hide behind me?
Right.
So that's probably not true, but that's what was going through my mind.
Right. And when you're hearing that kind of news, you always think of like the worst outcome.
Yeah.
Typically.
Right.
Yeah.
So I assumed, and I hate that I was assuming about this when we actually showed up to Riverpark on Saturday to sell, that like other Asian vendors would be allowed, because there were other Asian vendors allowed there. There was Thai, there was I'm not sure if the Thai one was there, but there was a Cambodian spot that was still there. Come to find out, they were only there because they had food prepared for that weekend and they had to go through it. So they were allowed to be there to finish service on Saturday. Right. But after that, it was no more. There's no other Cambodian spot there in Riverpark at all. Like, come on. So when Kurt, my husband, he set up everything and we're ready to go. The neighbors next to us was like, hey, did you see El Jabalito's post? And El Jabalito is a Filipino food truck.
Right.
I assumed that they would be allowed there because I was there.
Right.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
There is no other like us at Riverpark. Why wouldn't we be here? Well, they had put a post out stating that they were also one of the ones that cannot be there, which is like, okay, this is family.
Right.
I'm gonna rock with my family here. So we
as you should.
After 15, 20 minutes, we're like, I'm out. I can't serve. I'm out. We packed up and we left.
Mm-hmm.
It was not. My heart wasn't in it. I couldn't do it anymore.
Right.
So that was Saturday. Then everything started to blow up. Not only from his post, but there were other food vendors that had a post as well. I was relatively quiet for a while, just listening, trying to hear everybody's stories. I was in contact with our Filipino advocate, and there aren't very many.
Right.
But we came together and we talked about what we want and how we can help educate, but specifically what we want from Riverpark.
Right.
So how, if I don't know if you know specifically or not, what led them to even doing that? Like, why would they try to ban Asian foods specifically at Riverpark?
Did they give any specific reasoning as to why it was Asian cuisine or Asian foods or Asian sales? It sounds like
we were told that there were other businesses that were complaining about it. And that's not a shock for us because that's happened before.
Right.
There is a sushi truck that used to come in and they were not allowed once there was another restaurant that opened. So that wasn't new, but that was menu specific.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And so when we hear of that happening, like there's a jewelry a pop-up that would be there too, and it would conflict with another one. So we understand that there are businesses out there that direct competition, that's not fair, and they have to be loyal to their tenants. We understand that, but when you see your Cambodian, fellow vendors not allowed there, or Lao or Filipinos, you're like, the fuck?
Yeah.
But also, isn't it only once a week?
It's twice a week.
It's twice a week,
okay.
but they also, look, Riverpark, that helps bolster kind of, and I know this is not the right, comparison or descriptor, but it does give more of like a communal farmers market kind of a vibe.
Mm-hmm.
Not specifically, I know that, but it's just like what they do with the food pop-ups and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like it gives more people more options. And last time I checked, this was a free market capitalist society. And second of all, it gives diversity to what is available to you just in general. Like if I want a Starbucks, I could go to a Starbucks. If I want to get something, but if I want specifically your option, it's actually good for Riverpark because people are going there, buying stuff and walking around.
Right.
Because the vibe is relaxed. It's not like, oh, you need to get in, get out. Riverpark wants crowds there, and that's helping to it.
Right. And maybe like you go to get your coffee, but maybe say you walk around for the afternoon, then you get hungry. Maybe you go and try a new restaurant over at Riverpark. It all helps each other. It's a healthy ecosystem of sales.
So you have one of the businesses out there, they complain, and then Riverpark releases a statement basically banning Asian cuisine of all types, which is nuts to me that they would have just not enough awareness.
It was rash as fuck. Let's
Yeah.
be real.
Yeah.
It was like...
And to not have the awareness of that wording is crazy to me, to be honest.
It seemed like there's AI all over it. Like,
they
asked ChatGPT.
They probably just did hey, can you send out a letter to our constituent? All right, sure.
And then they're like, make Riverpark look like a human being. And it was like,
a huge white man shaking his finger like this. Yeah.
Okay, so then you go and you start talking to outlets about what specifically happened, right? How was that? Take me through that, like doing the news runs and stuff like that.
I wanted to take some time off to really understand everybody's point of view, not only ours. I reached out to other food vendors and like checked on them. And because I do know I had that privilege of being there. And I'm like, I don't fucking want this. Like, no. And we decided to do like a press conference in response to their latest statement, not this one today, but their first statement in what we wanted. And we wanted that apology. We wanted that acknowledgement. We wanted it. We wanted some sort of like just show that you're actually trying and not hiding. And I'm going to be real. Like, Riverpark was literally hiding behind the two organizations that put these on. And I'm not...
What do you mean? Explain that.
Well, like when they lumped up their apology, so-called not apology, just...
Their statement.
Their statement. They tagged the other two organizations on there who I work directly, who all the vendors work directly. Riverpark is an entity that nobody's ever really met. Nobody could reach them for like a direct comment as to why this is happening. So unfortunately, we have to go to like our management, who's closest to us, and they're getting like the brute, like they're getting shit on because of it when it's literally affecting their relationship with them as well. So I had to consider that. I didn't want to like throw them under the bus and be like, fuck you guys aren't backing us up. And I just wanted to give everybody some time to really think and sit with what everybody's saying online.
Right. Yeah. Because the response online was
fucking wild.
Fierce. Yeah.
yeah.
Wild.
We've seen like when we got canned from our old show, we saw a pretty wild online response that we continuously told people, hey, like, thank you, but no.
Calm down.
We love your support.
We love your support, but calm down. But when you see that response, it does make you feel good. It's like, okay, well, what we did make a difference to people. They feel this, but I also don't want people to like, fuck with other people. When your response comes out to that and that it's like crazy, egging him on's not the right term, but do you want that to go for visibility?
Yeah.
So people know what's going on.
I didn't want people boycotting the markets. Number one, like I want that to be clear because there are other vendors out there who weren't put under this umbrella that are there making ends meet,
Right.
And they haven't done anything.
They haven't done anything. And then that's like another thing too. Like, are they looped in that, oh, well, you're not standing with us? Like that's a fear.
Yeah.
I am not about that.
Right.
I am more about getting the facts. How can I move on and how can I help?
Right. So they did respond today.
Oh, fuck, man. I was like on my way over here and I was like,
which is funny.
Because they just waited like a little bit later. But I guess it's perfect content to talk about right now, right?
It is. It's like almost like breaking news, at least for the Twitch people. And then my wife actually sent me a screenshot of the alert. Go ahead and if you want to read it.
I don't want to read it.
You don't want to read it?
Read it.
Read it.
Elliot, read it.
Elliot, read it.
Well, I'm clearly the best reader, so.
Yeah, he's so good with words.
He's great with words.
Because I'm still letting it sink in.
Right.
So I like, maybe if I heard it from somebody else's voice, then it'll
from this soothing voice.
Go ahead. Go ahead and credit who published the release, please.
Well, it just says updated statement.
Is that from
that's
Fox
because
26?
I saved the image off of the social media. I think it was Facebook.
You're never gonna lose your phone.
But it was.
Damn.
Colleen's got one of those, man.
Are you gonna use it as a weapon later?
Maybe.
All right.
In a good way and a bad way. But it was Riverpark that was collabed with Riverpark Farmers Market, CalFresh Farmers Market, which is the association for Riverpark Farmers Market, and Fresno Street Eats. So it's like one of those collab posts that have
it's like a collab.
Yeah.
Okay.
So all of them approved it. Saying.
Go ahead and read it, Elliot.
All right. Riverpark, Fresno Street Eats, and California Fresh Farmers Market Association are happy to announce the reinstatement of several participants of the Riverpark Farmers Market following an initial preliminary review of their products offerings, including those offering a variety of Asian cuisine. In the coming weeks, we will be establishing a long overdue process for reviewing all participants with the, quote, product mix, end quote, being top of mind. This is the next step in a truly collaborative process between our organizations with the aim of showcasing small mobile businesses, including food trucks and food stands, which complement Riverpark's brick and mortar tenants. The process will analyze participants' offering and any competitive impacts to ensure that Riverpark is meeting its commitments to those tenants whose contributions make events like the Riverpark Farmers Market possible. In turn, the Riverpark Farmers Market has become an important incubator for small family-owned businesses. Importantly, the reassessment of the participants at the market should have been handled better and communicated differently. Well, with greater sensitivity.
Yeah, saying, the Asians need to go is probably not the best thing to say.
Not.
Yeah.
Probably not.
With greater sensitivity, for long-standing market participants, it understandably caused confusion and frustration for many. We heard the concerns raised by the mobile food vendors and the broader community. We deeply regret the hurt that others have genuinely expressed on social media, news outlets, and
who the fuck are others?
and in our direct communications with those involved. While the intent was to ensure a long overdue review of offerings consistent with Riverpark's obligation to its tenants This intent does not erase the impact
All right,
others
blah,
have.
blah, blah, blah. I got a question for you.
Hang on. At the very end, it's we sincerely apologize for these communication missteps.
Let me make sure I'm understanding this. Okay. At least like if this is what your assessment is.
Okay. They're
going to go through whatever you're selling out there and give check marks against what you can and cannot sell. Is that the idea?
It sounds like they're going to compare it to potentially other Asian restaurants in Riverpark.
So
and if you match, you're out. That's what I'm getting from
That's
it.
what I got too.
Or I'm hoping that it means they have to modify their menus.
Yeah.
Which I honestly do see happening. I appreciate the effort in this statement, but let's be real. Who are others?
Right.
Why is it so hard to say we apologize to the Asian community? Because that's what you heard.
Right. Yeah.
We have all this support and you see that and you're not oblivious to that unless you're just that fucking dumb or you're just that uneducated.
I think it's easier to be like, hey, we fucked up. We worded something wrong.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to go through. We're going to make it work for everyone. Our bad. This goes back to a couple of weeks ago when we were talking about accountability, that mainly what people want. The communities, voters, Americans in general.
People just want accountability.
They just want accountability. If you fuck up, just be like, whoopsie, our bad. We'll make it good and allow people to work together to make this a thing. It's like you can take this statement and boil it down to 3 sentences, and then it would be way better for everyone involved, right?
Mm-hmm.
You do have to feel somewhat, and I know I'm not telling you how you should feel. Let's make sure we as a woman, as an Asian woman, I'm not telling you. And I'm a white guy, so let me tell you what you need to do. No, I'm not telling you how you should feel, but I would assume that it would be somewhat gratifying that your effort of making this known had a result. Because most people that don't feel comfortable getting out there and doing this just would have got stepped on. And then now we got to figure something else out.
You got to find a whole new place to do it.
And your efforts may help your community by making it known.
You're right. I did not sign up for this. Like, for real.
They can't keep getting away with it.
We contacted our advocates, which aren't very many here, Filipinos, and it's like I turned into one, and I'm like, shit, I got to wear this hat now. Mm-hmm. Like, there's no stopping me. It's not going to end, really. So that statement really, it made me feel brushed aside once again.
Yeah.
And it didn't really show the general public who aren't of the Asian community that they're taking it seriously. And these are the people we fucking hurt, and we're sorry.
Yeah.
Taking accountability, you'll get respect for that. Especially as an entity of like Riverpark, who nobody knows directly who these people
it's
are.
An enigma, that Riverpark.
And
I hear there's not even a river there.
Or a park.
Right? So it's that would have been helpful to acknowledge that. And we as a community, Asian community, Filipino community, Cambodian, Lao, I know I could go on. I just, my heart's like racing right now.
Right.
We've been pushed aside for too long in lots of things. A lot of people don't even know that Filipinos were part of the labor movement, that were right along Cesar Chavez. That was like erased, where was our credit in that? And it's hurtful. And like I said, it makes me feel like we are the token Asians. You love our culture. You love ramen. You love pancit. You love lumpia. You love all that shit. You love anime. Everybody fucking loves Pop Mart right now. Do you guys know what the Pop Mart is?
No.
I'm going to shake my head yes to empower your statement. Yeah, that's right.
Okay,
Pop Mart.
What's Pop Mart?
Okay, so it's a store, like a toy store, that have different figurines in it. They're collectibles.
They're like the Funko Pops and stuff like that?
Yes, but they're elevated, and I think you would totally love them.
Oh, dude, is there a Pop Mart here?
No. There is a Miniso and Fashion Fair, but it's not. It's the same, but it's not the same. Pop Mart's more exclusive.
Got it.
You just gotta Google it. You gotta check it out. It's
so wait,
it's kind of crazy.
I want you to continue that statement though. Like you love our culture.
Yes.
You love what we bring to the table, right?
Mm-hmm.
But
you don't give us credit for it. You don't actually love us as people. You love what we have. in a way, it's like we feel used. We constantly feel used.
Right. And, you know, I think that the political landscape right now has empowered a lot of dicks, and the way people almost on purpose forget that what makes us great, really great, is that we are a mix of people, and how having that mix elevates everything that your history, current day, and future is going to bring, right? Having that mix of people being proud of who you are, but also collaborating with people that aren't from your culture. That is a unique thing in the United States that I think is such an important aspect of our national identity, right? That aspect. And yeah, we have our problems. There's racism that exists. Yeah, racism exists everywhere, but there's a lot of racism here. But I think that it just every single generation gets better and better and better, because unlike maybe certain areas of the United States, we grew up in California. I had Asian friends, Black friends, Mexican friends, and I'm just this white guy, but I never knew them as my Asian friend. That was Aaron, right? Oh, that's Jim. That's Jimmy. You know what I mean? Because it's normal to have that diversity here in California. There are places around in the United States that are just, it's so rare in these small rural counties and states to see anyone that doesn't look like themselves in a general area.
It's incest.
Yes.
Damn.
Sweet home Alabama.
If they look like themselves,
and I'm just like,
a little bit.
But I'm like, you know, whereas you're right, you know, we do love culture. The same people that, and I'm not trying to generalize anyone, but the same people bitching about Mexican laborers and Mexicans in general love fucking tacos, but they don't give them the credit. They attack them like they're a problem, but they'll fucking take in the culture. And it's like, it's weird. Like, it's weird to me that people can't understand how easy this is to just be like, yeah, dude, the coffee's great. And like, you know what I mean?
The coffee is great. Get the get the mocha.
Coffee's great. These people are great. You know what I mean? I enjoy that. I love the differences in cultures around here. I think that's important to us.
I think what my community needs to work on is speaking up. We're afraid. We come from a background of where we just stand down with a lot of things because of the generations before us. They're immigrants. I was born here. I was born in California. So I've had to, you know, watch my family take a back seat in a lot of things and just be continuously hurt in my community. And it's something where I've always been a fucking fighter. I've always been a loudmouth. I've always had an attitude.
Hell yeah, loudmouth. Certified yappers over here.
Absolute blabbermouth over here.
I've always been that strong woman, but I've always been frowned upon too.
Right.
And not only because I'm a strong woman, because I'm also a strong brown woman. So it's like, I'm not afraid to go at it with somebody if I know something is not right. But now that I'm over 40, I'll be 44 this year. I feel more like patient with people as far as what they have to say.
Right.
But the big problem for me and my community right now is just standing up for ourselves and not having that fear of retaliation because it historically happens.
That, I mean, yeah. Right. And you do get that. It ramps up, especially when there's a lot of propaganda being thrown around right now and people don't know how to discern through the bullshit.
Yeah.
But I am extremely proud of you.
Thank you.
Know that. It almost gets me kind of fucked up because
you make some damn good coffee, girl.
You do something.
You too, guy.
Hey. You do great work here. What you guys do is important, and there was a problem and you fucking stood up for yourself and you got a result. And not everyone can say that, right? Not everyone can say that. So you should be extremely proud of what you're doing because it will affect not only you, but your community. And we applaud that here.
Thank you.
Yes.
I feel like throwing up though.
No, you did great.
Hard.
So in the meantime, so if people want to know where to get that coffee, where to find you. Give me your socials right now.
Okay, you could follow us at Hapa California Coffee. That's HAPA California Coffee. We don't have any Riverpark events posted right now. I'm not sure how we want to move forward with that yet. It's too soon. There's a lot of things that still need to happen. We will be at Asian Fest, Fresno City College on
Love.
there'll be lots of entertainment there. Fresno City College, April 26th. Saturday from 10 to, I believe, 3 or 4 o'clock. Not sure.
So 8 days from now. 8 days from now.
Yes.
Right on.
Of day of recording.
Of day of recording.
Oh,
For Twitch, it's 8 days away.
Yeah,
Nice.
for
Nice.
Twitch.
For YouTube, it's like
5.
5. There we go.
Mhm.
Math.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Math.
Well, I'm proud of you for doing this. I mean,
Or
come
put the
on
matrix
now. You
numbers
guys-
down on me.
You guys fucking crushed it. Thank you so very much for coming in. Go find them on the Instagrams.
Oh my God, that scared the crap out of me.
That's so loud, dude. Go find them on the Instagrams.
They're just so excited for
They
it.
are so happy.
We'll link their socials in the video. Go and give them a love. Thank you very much for
Thank
coming
you
in.
for
We're going
having
to take a
me.
little break. We'll be right back. What's up? This is Drew from the Do Over Podcast, and I'm going to tell you right now, I lean on expertise. Why? Because it saves me money. Here's a true story. When I first got into cameras, I watched a couple of videos online, did a Google search, thought I was buying the right thing, went and invested almost $1,000 into my very first camera, realized quickly it was not the right thing, went to Horn Photo, got it all in line, and then boom, I'm on my journey to actually being a photographer. And throughout the years, I've really leaned on Horn Photo as being one of those outlets that we are so lucky to have right here in the Central Valley. And they are the official equipment sponsor of the Do Over Podcast. They're right there in the Bellagio. All you have to do is walk in, tell them that the Do Over sent you, and they will get you right on track. Maybe you're trying to take stills, do creative content, you want to do live streaming, whatever it is, they have a camera for you. They also do printing services, restoration services, anything that has to do with photography. Horn Photo has your back. Once again, it's right there in the Bellagio. And there's a reason why Horn Photo has been in business for as long as they have. They've been making memories last since 1937. All right, and we're back. Big shout out to the Piland.
This coffee is so good.
Hang on, you got to do that.
A big shout out to the Pilands and Hapacaliforniacoffee. You can go and find them on the socials. Go give them some love. We'll post links on our socials here down below so you can go and support them. I can't drink the majority of this because it's sugar and I'm doing really good on my diet, but I did take a sip and it's fucking delicious.
It tastes like
Frickin' frackin' delicious.
it tastes like
just good.
cookies and cream.
It's darn good. Some would say it's darn
It's
good.
darn too
Well, what's
good.
crazy is that it's ube, which is like a purple yam.
Yes.
But it does legit taste like cookies and cream.
Yeah, it does.
That's what it tastes like. So big shout out. Thank you so much. And I'm so proud of them. You know, what's funny is that I met them. They followed me on socials from the radio station years ago. And they needed to sell their house. I got tagged in a post and they hit me up to sell their house years ago. And I go over to them and I'm like having a conversation with them and it's Jessica and Kurt. At the time, my two main lenders were also named Jessica and Kurt.
Oh, that's weird.
Which is the funniest
Small
thing.
worlds,
Yeah.
man.
But they are, when you go back and you talk about amazing clients, they are amazing clients. Like they trust me. They let me walk them through the process. Like there's no pushback. Like they're just great people.
Did you hear the subtle flex that she said she's going to be 44 and she looks not?
Yeah,
She
she's
looks
like
fantastic.
32.
She looks fantastic.
So very proud of them. So shout out, go and support. Now let's get to our hump to hump real quick because I wanted to talk about this specifically. So me and Elliot did Animania.
Animania, brother.
We did Animania last Saturday, and the whole idea was it was going to be us three. It was going to be me, Elliot, and Jess. We're going to dress up, and we're going to go out there. So me and Elliot are rocking the Mario and Luigi, and then Jess was going to be Birdo, which I thought we agreed on Yoshi, but okay, Birdo.
Birdo is very girly pop. And
Well,
I feel
and
like
she's
that's
pink. And since I have
and it
pink
matches the hair. It just
yeah.
worked out.
Yeah.
So I'm
well,
like,
it didn't, but
I'm like,
In
hey,
theory, it did.
we get there. I start, setting up, me and Orkie. Elliot shows up and he's like, "Oh man, my stomach." Like he's going back and forth to the bathroom.
I had a Jess stomach.
Was it like watery?
It wasn't great. I'll leave it at that.
It wasn't great. So, and I'm like, "Are you going to be okay, dude?" And he's like, "Yeah." And then Jess isn't there. And then Orc's like, "Did you see the text?" I'm like, "What text?" He's like, "She can't make it right now. Her car broke down." And I was like, "Okay, that's fine." And then 10 minutes later, you FaceTime me bawling.
Birdo, no.
I was literally crying so hard.
No.
You're crying. And I'm like, "Oh man, like, it's okay. Like, you don't need to come." And you're all, "But look." And you show me your feet and it's like,
I'm in full costume at this point.
So what happened, dude?
Okay, so I get ready, right? And I did step-by-step makeup and I kept saying, "Chris, does this look like Birdo? Does this look like Birdo?" And he kept being like, no. And I was like, what the hell am I can't like just walk around with my mouth open. That makes me look too ready and available. Right. I can't. And I know you anime people are freaky. I don't want anyone.
We'll get to that, but continue.
I don't want anyone to think that they can just stick things in my mouth.
Okay.
So I'm like, whatever. So I just decided to do full pink and purple makeup. So I am like to the gods, made up. I have a huge red bow on top of my head. I have a pink dress on, and I have these slippers that are dinosaur feet.
Yeah,
I should have brought them today.
I thought legit you were going to come dressed as Birdo and be like, "Oh, didn't dress up like we did to you last week."
Yeah. No, I should have. It was actually very cute. And so I'm like, okay. So I had something to do that morning. I had to check one of my friends. I do her hair. We live really close together. So she's like, "Can you check on my cats while I'm out of town?" So I'm like, okay. So I drive to said friend's house. I check on her kitties. I get back in the car and I drive a little bit. And I notice that my car does this thing. It always warns me when it's about to break down because it does this like, like it skips. Yeah. It like skips. So I'm like, okay, it's going to break down. So I pull off to the road or on the side of the road, turn my car off. And I'm like, I'm just going to wait a second. Maybe it just needs to chill. Maybe
it's got a tummy ache.
Reboot. Yeah. And then I go to turn it back on and it's doing the and I'm like, son of a bitch. I'm on Shepherd. I'm on a busy street. I'm literally like full Birdo garb.
Yeah, all Birdoed out.
Yeah. So I call Silks and I'm like, I'm broken down on the side of the road. And he's like, in your outfit? Before he's like, are you okay? He's like, you're in your outfit. And I'm like, yes. Like, what?
Damn, Mario Kart is not kind of Birdo.
No. Birdo got messed up.
Yeah.
She got that red shell.
So he's like, okay, but I knew that he had work to do. And so I'm like, don't worry about it. And he's like, well, I'll pick you up and then I'll take you to Animania. And I'm like, but then what? Like, you're at work. Like, my car's on the side of the road. Like, and he's like, so I'm like, okay, great. So I'm like, I'll figure it out. So I hang up and I call my mom because their house is pretty close to where I was broken down. And she's like, well, did you flood it? And I'm like, I don't know what that means.
Yeah, like what?
No.
What?
We're in the Central Valley. We don't have water, Mom.
Literally, I'm like, I don't know what that means. But no, I literally, this is just what she does. This is the thing I do. Like, this just happens. And she's like, oh, honey, well, try to turn it on and then drive it here. And I'm like, okay. So it does eventually turn back on.
All right.
And I am slowly like chucking to there. On Shepherd, you can go 50 for most of it.
Yeah.
I'm going like 32. And so people are like honking
like
at me.
Pissed at you?
Yeah.
Do you have your hazard lights on at least?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, then you're fine.
I was being nice about it.
If you have the hazard lights, then you can't get honked at. That's the rules.
That's bullshit. You don't honk at people with hazard
and I'm
lights.
just a baby, but they probably are driving by seeing this girl with a big red bow in her hair. They're like, this dumb bitch. Like, they're probably like... what is going on?
The image, like, in my head of Jess sad, crying in a Birdo outfit next to her broken ass down car. And I told her, I was like, when you FaceTime me, I was like, Jess, it's time. Like, dude, it's time. You're like, but I don't have money. I'm like, look, at this point, just get a fucking used car, have like a $200 a month payment, and get something that works.
I get to my parents' house and my mom is like, are you okay? Because I am like, like sobbing.
Right.
And she's like, babe, your makeup looks really cute. Stop. Like, you're gonna ruin it. And I was like, you guys don't get it. I get in my car in fear for my life every single day.
Right.
What if that happened on the freeway? What if I die via this freaking car? Like, what if that happens? And she's like, I think it's time. You need a new one. Okay, it's not that I don't have the money. I am just used to not having a car payment.
Right.
I don't like a car payment. I don't want one.
I get you.
I just, moved into a different salon where I'm paying substantially more rent now.
Right.
I'm like trying to be smart about
Money be
things.
tight right now, dog.
You know what? In this economy, in this economy. And so I'm like,
gas prices haven't gone down.
They haven't.
No.
They really haven't.
They never will.
And so I'm like, okay. So I'm like freaking out. Silks has my location. So he must have seen that I was at my parents' house. And he's like, why don't you try to come home and we'll go look at cars? And I'm like, I am not in a mental state right now.
Yeah.
Hang on, though. It would have been so funny.
Oh, it would have been so
if
good.
you would have gone over dressed as Birdo.
Oh my God. If you were
like
Birdo.
the little feet.
If you were Birdo at CarMax.
The little pink feet on the gas pedal. You're driving like, can I check out the Mini Cooper? Yeah.
No, I was like, I need to be in a better mental state because right now I'm just mad. I feel irritated. Yeah. No one is going to take my car. Like, I want to trade it in. I'm not putting no money toward you're going to take my car. My dad's like, no, this is what you do. You tell them I am not buying a car unless you give me this amount of money for this car.
Right.
Because I was thinking, because one of my clients, her son, he just turned 16. He just needs a car to go from A to B. She's like, I'll buy it from you. And I'm like, I would feel bad.
Right.
I would feel so bad giving you this piece of crap. Like, it's
like, I can't in good conscience give you this car.
I can't do it. I cannot do it.
That speaks to your integrity. But I told you this a long time ago and I still stand by this.
Yeah.
CarMax, and this is not an endorsement with CarMax. I'm just saying, in my history, I didn't buy the Tesla, obviously, from them, but the last 2 cars before that I did.
Mm-hmm.
They give you a really good rate on the buyback option, buying your car if you're buying another one.
Yeah.
Like, you probably will get the most out of them.
Yeah.
If you buy one of their other vehicles. And CarMax, there's a lot of options there. It's like,
well, and you don't have to haggle with them, which is nice.
They're really good about letting you test drive a car by yourself.
Right.
Yeah.
When I was looking for a car way back when, they were like, I was looking at cars. They were like, do you want to test drive it? I was like, yeah. And I didn't have the money for this car, but I was like, my father's he's looking for a new Porsche. I totally lied. So I could drive like the turbocharged Porsche. Like,
yeah.
Here, take it. Drive it down Herndon. Speed. And I was like, whoa, I would never do that. It was awesome.
It's funny that it's funny that you're talking about cars because I've been itching to maybe sell the Tesla and get something else.
But don't you love Tesla?
I
love Tesla.
The thing about my Tesla is that
it's a Target now.
It is, and I like not paying for gas. Like that's my only thing for the amount that I drive because I drive so much.
Oh yeah.
But I can sell the Tesla right now.
Yeah.
Get a nice chunk of change for a down payment on like a newer Lexus or something like that, or just a nice car that's efficient. I do really like driving electric though, because I love not buying gas because I have the solar to complement the charging, because that's what people don't tell you when you buy electric. It's like, if you don't have a proper solar array, it's going to cost you almost the same amount of money as just
having gas.
Gas. Like it will, and you pay that through PG&E, right? That's the give and take. But I have been pondering it, but I do think that you can get an affordable, because at this rate, even if it was just like a $10,000 used Honda, it would be more reliable and safer for you.
And you could make it cutesy wootsy.
But I do need a mom car.
Oh my God, she's pregnant.
Are you pregnant?
No. No.
Are you pregnant?
I'm not pregnant. I just got off my period. No, it's for future.
Side note, though.
She says it like we know your schedule. Oh, Jess.
Oh.
You do. You know I was PMSing last week.
Yeah,
we made a whole thing about it.
Side note, though, funny you mentioned, and I guess since they told the family, I'll just tell people now. My brother's expecting.
Yeah. Way to knock her up, Martin.
Yeah, Martin the Burr.
Way to get it in.
And what's crazy? It's crazy, and this is so funny because they were here for a wedding the other weekend, so we only got like 3 hours to spend with them in the morning. So we went over for breakfast, and they're wearing these like mom and dad hats, and I'm thinking, this is such a dog dad and dog mom goober
moment.
thing. Yeah, it's so goober. So nobody addressed the hats for like 45 minutes.
No one said anything.
Nobody said anything because we all just met like, and in my head I was like, being Rue's dad is so cornball,
right?
You know? And I almost said something. I was like, whatever. And then finally, it was like, so nobody's gonna say anything, huh? No, not one person's gonna mention the hats. And I was like, ding!
Yeah.
Oh wait. So Martin's birthday is the 26th of October. My nephew Saya, his birthday is the 27th of October, and they're expecting theirs on the 25th of October.
That's wild.
That's crazy.
But that's good.
Yeah, it's super cute.
So, when are you and Lady Gem's gonna have some babies?
No time soon. But
that's a different answer than we got
before.
Before it was like never.
Yeah.
Well,
no.
now you're like probably down the road.
Yeah, probably never, but no time soon. No time in the foreseeable future at all.
Well,
So
I
she's
want a
pregnant
baby
right now.
yesterday.
No.
Yeah. Jess is like, I'm a fertile myrtle.
I have been, every time I'm ovulating, I'm a freaking
But
dog.
why do you need a mom car? Just to plan?
To plan. Mm-hmm.
Well, and then you don't want to like have a car and then have to go and get a mom car and then say goodbye to a car you probably found in love with. You might as well just fall in love with the mom
then
car.
go get like a nice Chrysler mom van.
Yeah.
But then like goth it out.
Totally.
Like total emo goth. So you'd be like the cool mom.
Oh,
you know,
I
like,
would have
I'm a cool mom.
the coolest van. My brother has a van. It's so freaking ugly. It's disgusting. It's like, it looks like a boat. It's a typical dad of 3 daughters car.
Right,
it's like just so disgusting.
Probably has like crumbled up Cheerios.
Oh,
just
there's
in
all
random,
kinds of things.
Exactly.
It stinks.
Probably like a spit up, dried up somewhere.
Not having a car payment would be legit. It's funny that you're like, oh, I didn't want to do it because I'm used to not having a car payment.
Mm-hmm.
Sarah was the same way.
Yeah.
But I had to convince her to let me buy her the Tahoe just period.
Mm-hmm.
Because then she would not have to pay for it. And that's why. But the Tahoe has been so crucial to our day to day. It's like that was an obvious choice. The Jeep is just old. Like, go and get rid of the Jeep. She's like, no, I paid that car off.
You guys still have it, don't you?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, it takes up space. We don't need it. Just sell it.
Yeah.
You can still get $5 or $6 grand for it.
Yeah.
Fucking sell that thing.
What if instead of selling the Jeep, you sold just the Challenger?
That's not ours.
Oh.
The Challenger belongs to her mom.
Well, but I like
make her an offer. Jess.
I see myself in like a van. Like I think I'd look so freaking cool in like a pimped out van. I think I'd look.
You would have to make it like emo van though.
Yeah.
Like you would have to like really put on like Ballhouse stickers on it and shit. And like
she's putting anime stickers on it.
Like the waifu's just all.
Yeah.
I saw a bumper sticker the other day that said free rides for goth chicks. And I was like, where do I get that? Where did you find that?
So
I love it.
It's funny that you said the waifu stickers because this will be a good transition into what we saw at Animania. So at Animania, let me just say this right off the bat. It was okay that you didn't go because you probably would have been a little bit lost. I would have loved to have you, but you know,
life happens.
Life happens. It's
There's nothing you can do sometimes.
And we're out there, and let me give you my feelings, my thoughts here. I love it when clearly introverted people try to go and be an extrovert for a day or two.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't say everyone out there is like that, but I would say probably a good portion of the crowd is those like awkward introverted people that they have this love of this genre and cosplay. And these are the places where they can be.
They can really express themselves.
An ambassador to that love. And when you talk to them, you can tell them, okay, you're kind of probably a little bit socially awkward, but
you can say
you mean good.
But and there's also like a passion behind their words.
Yeah.
Which you don't get from a lot of people when you're just talking about like random mundane stuff. But like with them, because they probably don't really have an outlet in their lives to express it, when they finally can, there's so much life behind their words.
Yeah. And I appreciate, and that's what like maybe my wife, who is just totally not a dork. She's not a nerd. She doesn't understand these things. Like outside looking in, that would be a quote unquote weird thing for her to see. And I'm like, you don't understand that these people are straight up super dorks and they're trying to have at least an opportunity to meet other super dorks and put themselves out there. Now, I love that aspect. With that being said, we did meet a couple weirdos. So we'll get into that. Very respectful.
Very
weirdos.
respectful and very interesting.
We will get into that. There is definitely a horny subculture there. If you look at some of the booths, there was a couple waifu booths that were like very...
There was like, you go down, like you walk in and there's like the costume contest sign up spot. And so everybody's in their cosplay and the cosplays were fantastic, guys.
Awesome.
10 out of 10 cosplays from a lot of people. And then you see a lot of these people selling like collectibles, their own artwork and their own mangas, which were super cool.
Right.
And then you get kind of towards like the back. And it got real horny real fast.
It got real horny real quick.
Real
fan.
That's so fun.
It's the fan drawings of Chun-Li, but she's in a two-piece that does not cover her with their titties all hanging out.
You know what I noticed? I think the anime community are thigh guys.
They do like they like them thick.
They like them thick.
There's some thigh guys back there. They ain't no shy guys. They some thigh guys.
And I'm going to say right now, I also like them thick. Okay, so I get it.
We know.
But here's really what pisses me off. Okay,
grind your gears.
Grinds my gears a bit. Where the fuck were all these super hot dorky bitches that like to dress up in cartoon character outfits when I was in the game? When I was growing up in the game, were all these baddies? They're like, I love anime, and it's just their boobs are hanging out. I didn't have that shit. It was social suicide.
You would love this one client of mine.
Why is she like that?
So she actually is like the hottest person I've ever seen in my life.
Okay, rude. I'm in the room.
So
yeah,
sorry.
Me too. Yes, come on.
And she will go by like any pronouns. Okay, so she will dress as anything you want, right? So she's very into anime and she'll dress as like a boy and she has these abs that she'll put on in like a short
wig.
They're
like fake abs.
Yeah. And oh my God, buy panic. And then she'll dress up in this like super hot, like a two-piece, like I'll pull her up. Shout out Rainy. She is seriously so freaking
Why is
cool.
Rainy just a sexy person name?
Rainy, but
Rainy.
Yeah.
Rainy.
Yeah. These are just sexy people.
Yeah. She is seriously, she has 10,000 followers on Instagram because she is in fact so freaking cool. But she goes to these conventions and there was a recent one that she actually won because she made these boots. I don't know what anime that's
It's One Piece.
for.
That's Nami.
Yeah.
Is it?
Egghead Arc. Yeah, it's one of the recent arcs.
Yeah.
They're like hover boots.
So she like made those.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
That's so creative too. Because a lot of people, if you're going to do like the classic One Piece characters, you do their classic outfits or their time skip ones. But this is from one of the most recent arcs. Actually, it is the most recent arc.
Crazy. It is like a legit like fake ab scenario.
Oh yeah,
here.
no, like hot. Like it freaks me out.
You have to be talented to do the makeup around that.
You also have to be incredibly creative to like learn how to make these shoes or to make these costumes.
No, I am bi panic around her constantly. I'm like, okay,
yeah,
cool.
Bi panic at the disco.
So I loved kind of the idea that all these people are now embracing anime, and a big shout out to everyone that threw Animania. We actually have a video of some desk interviews and crowd interviews that is going to be coming out hopefully next week. We'll get it all together so you can check it out. So to all the people that maybe are watching this now waiting for it, it could have already come out or possibly maybe tomorrow, but
who knows? Just keep watching.
It's coming, and it was cool. Now we're going to take a break in a second, open up some stuff that we're going to be talking about. But beforehand, I wanted to say, I went and talked to the kids again. I went to the Boys and Girls Club. All right. Shout out to the Boys and Girls Club.
Yeah, it's where I shoot my hoops.
I will say this. Okay. When I went to the middle school, there was a bunch of little shits. Okay.
Totally.
I mean, middle school is that time.
I hate
it's that
middle
time of their.
schoolers.
It's that time of their lives to be, little turd burglars.
Fuck those middle schoolers.
Middle school kids are mean.
Oh, assholes.
Yeah.
However, the Boys and Girls Club age groups, because there were some middle school kids there and high school kids, very respectful.
Nice.
And then there was a couple people out there that have aspirations of doing a podcast that we're going to coordinate and have one of them come on so I can see the whole operation.
Nice.
So,
oh my God. They're going to teach us brain rot. This is going to be sick.
dude, that's a good topic. Teach us brain rot.
Teach us brain rot.
But I feel like maybe they're on the narrow path enough to not even know brain rot.
You know, if we wanted brain rot, we could have my 12-year-old niece on here. She's
oh my God, totally come in and tell us about the brain rot.
Diabolical.
So shout out to the Boys and Girls Club.
Shout out to the Boys and Girls Club.
They have an amazing thing going on out there. I felt like
were you on the blue basketball court?
I was on the dais.
Yeah.
I was on the stage. And I just basically told them where I came from, my history and what the most important thing. Because whenever I do this, I try like, especially now that these kids don't care about the radio. No one listens to it. They're more apt to listen to a podcast than the radio.
Totally.
So most kids that have any idea of who we are listening with their parents in the car in very short chunks. So they don't really care about that. Not like how I was growing up and I idolized the radio. I loved it. So now that we're on a podcast, they're more apt to, care about this. But I try to impart some kind of wisdom in a sense of like, here, this will be practical for you. Learn how to speak to people. That is all of my success, if you want to call it that, in anything that I've done has all been based on how well I speak to people.
The best thing you can learn is how to communicate with others for any job you will ever have.
Period.
That's it.
That communication is the most vital skill that you'll ever learn, period. Like how to articulate yourself.
How you speak to people, how you like to be spoken to, knowing the difference of how you speak to each individual. I mean, that is the better speaker you are, the better opportunity you will have in any career path you ever choose.
That is 100% accurate across the board.
Yeah.
So
remember to read.
Yeah.
That's why we certified yappers over here.
Maybe cut the brain rot a little bit because that's not going to help you out. Cut the brain rot and then focus on saying especially, not especially, which is a freaking epidemic right now. It's dude. So many people are saying especially, and I just want to strangle them. I'm like, dude, especially.
You know what?
Because you know what it is. It's especially extreme.
You know what I love is when people say supposedly.
Supposedly.
First and force mostly,
Anyways, with that being said, let's take a little break. We're going to come back. We got to talk about spin class invitations.
Yeah, I met the guy.
Yeah, how I got profiled, food poisoning, and we already covered. Okay.
Yeah. We got some little stuff.
And then
here.
I have a story that is, I feel like an internet sleuth, and it took me all but 40 seconds to figure it out.
All right.
And it's fantastic.
Fantastic.
Yes.
You want to know fantastic? I'll tell you fantastic.
What?
At the break.
All right. Okay. We'll be right back.
That's your segue. This break is brought to you by Frank Sierra Finished Carpentry and Sierra Door Supply, providing and installing all your doors, custom closets, and decorative molding needs. Now, just a little pro tip. We've had the luxury of working with Frank Sierra, and I got to tell you, their work perfect every time and incredibly fast and consistent. So whether you're in Tulare, Kern, Kings, and Fresno counties, the Sierras will come to you and offer excellent customer service and experience. Give a call to Anthony Sierra, your friendly neighborhood finish carpenters, for a free quote today at 559-623-3054. Thanks again for supporting the Do Over Podcast.
And we're back again. We're back again.
Never left.
Okay. We're going to get to some open breaks, and then I'm an internet sleuth.
Ooh.
I found it out, and I knew it.
CoffeeZilla who?
Exactly. I knew it. All right. So we're going to talk about that in a second, but let's go ahead and get to some stuff. We have an open invitation right now from listener Lucas. Shout out, Lucas.
It's in the chat right now.
Oh, shout out, Lucas.
Just got done doing leg day.
He is saying that we need to go down and do a spin class. Elliot's all game. He's all feet. Ready to go.
I'm all legs.
He's all grippers.
I'm all legs, no feet.
Yeah.
He's all grippers, ready to go. His little chodesters.
I love the chodesters.
I love his little chodesters.
Don't we all?
Jess, I think she is trying to skirt out of this.
I love spin class.
Oh.
No, I cycle on my own at the gym.
She's like, I'm a cyclist.
I'm a cyclist, okay?
I do it.
But I work evenings, and you guys were like, this one day, and I'm like, I can do this
It's because it's what his schedule is.
But he also has this other day, whatever it was, available, and I'm available on that day, and you guys just totally
what day?
F me off.
He does Monday, Tuesday, Thursdays.
I can't remember what text.
And I think it's at 5:45 p.m.
But I put it in the text what day I could do, and you guys just like totally effed me off.
I'm going to tell you this right now. If I did this, I would have a stroke.
No,
I would
you
have.
wouldn't.
Oh my God, yes, I would.
Put
I
the
would
vape
die.
down for a day, and you will see your lungs just blossom into the beautiful young beings.
So I do
they
about
meant to
3
be.
miles on the bike, either before or
Hold on,
after
wait.
a workout.
Let me say it how you should say it. So I do about
It's not impressive.
3 miles on the bike.
It's not impressive. It takes about 13 minutes.
That's what I do. It takes like 6 minutes. I'm so fast.
No, it's really not impressive though. But I mean, like, I think a spin class is an hour.
It is, yeah.
I
and you're
get,
doing
like-
up down.
I get like
down.
over it within like 15 minutes.
Oh, I love spin class.
Well,
So
I'm sure he.
How many miles are we going to be doing in this? Are we going to be doing like 15 miles? Because if I can do 3 miles in about 12 minutes, what is
Also,
that, like
correct me if I'm
9,
wrong.
12 miles?
I think you burn like 1,000 calories per spin class.
Dude, Lucas is a fit person.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming he's a good
Yeah.
teacher, especially if he's doing it multiple times a week. So coming up soon, whenever we can get this going, there will be a video of us doing and dying in spin class. I can't
Mhm.
wait. It's going to be cool dying that way. At least people know that I was trying.
But are you
I
going
have
to
a
have a
feeling-
panic attack? Because
Probably.
I don't do well when other people panic.
I have a
next to me.
feeling I'm going to do it once.
You might
and
like
then
it.
I feel like I'm just going to make it my weekly cardio.
You might like
Yeah,
it.
you're
If you're
gonna make
burning
it a weekly
1,000
thing.
calories
It's really
for
good
cardio,
for
like
you.
1,000 calories doing cardio a week is really good.
Okay.
Even if it is in one day.
Silks is a cyclist, right? But he like does like street bike.
Yeah.
His legs are so unnecessarily like in shape.
Like ripped.
It's like if that's what I need to do, I'll do it, you know?
Okay. Well, I'm looking forward to it. I'm also looking forward to having a stroke as I do it. I'll be like one of those people on the fucking freaking
Language.
on one of
Mhm.
those bikes that dies. Anyways,
You should just bring, you know what you should do? You should bring biking. Because you
Just-
are currently biking.
I am biking.
Just it's not
Biking
your
for
wife.
biking.
You're biking
Yeah.
for
Just
biking.
put her in front of your bike, and it's like you're biking to her, but you
Yeah.
can't quite reach
Yeah, I can't
her.
grab the boobs.
It's the old,
Yeah.
dangling, the carrot
Right.
dangling in front. Yeah.
Okay. Elliot,
Yeah.
what's his bulletproof Ross stuff?
It's crazy. So Sunday was one of the few days I get off. So me and the missus decided like, let's just do like, let's run some errands. Let's do a little date night, happy hour dinner. And we found out we have like a bit of a flooding in our master shower. So we're going to have to take care of that. But in the meantime, we're like, let's buy some shower mats.
Mm-hmm.
So we go to Ross because we're like, we don't need something fancy. We can just go to Ross. You get a 2-pack for like $12 or
Yeah.
something. And I found an awesome Garfield mug. So naturally I bought it. But we go in and there's two guards in full like militia garb.
Yeah.
Like
They always have
got
that.
the news to me. They're in combat boots, knee pads, a bulletproof vest, and like a combat belt.
Are they armed? Like legit armed? Do they have a gun?
I
like
didn't.
on their hip?
I don't think I saw the gun, but I think I did see like a taser.
Really?
Yeah. So I'm thinking like, dude, what are the Proud Boys doing here at Ross right now?
They're making sure there's no
And, like,
DEI up in that Ross.
and like all of like the purses, and I get that all the purses have like chains around them, so you need someone to unlock the purses.
oh yeah.
Like, dude, it was like high security
Walmart
over at Ross.
locks their like toothpaste and shit
And tampons too.
and tampons
Yeah.
and like
Yeah.
personal care goods because too many people are stealing it.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, I understand if you're like, how do I word this? I don't understand because there's something about thievery and people that steal that just pisses the shit off. Like it pisses me off so bad. And the reason is because I pay for everything and I like working my ass off to be able to pay for everything. So if you're stealing, you're trying to have that cheat code, you're an asshole, right? But I would understand if you're like stealing from like a high end place or somewhere where it costs a lot, like a Save Mart. You're stealing from Walmart. It's as cheap as it's going to be at Walmart. Yeah. Like, really? Like, what a bunch of a-holes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was just great. Like, and they were the two nicest guys ever. Yeah. One of them's got like a bowl cut mullet thing rocking. He's just like, hey man, you guys have a great rest of your night, okay? And it's like, thanks, man. Don't tase me. I'll catch you on the cliff.
They also have these at like Dee Dee's discounts. Like they have these like souped up people ready to fight at any second.
It's because of that rule.
At
like
these stores.
Like I think there's some type of a liability coverage that allows them to like straight up slam you to the ground if you're stealing shit. Because the people can't work there can't do it anymore.
Yeah.
Now, speaking of these places, I straight up got profiled at Target.
I love that.
How do you mean? Like, tell us the story.
So I go there, and to be fair, I was going to many different places. Like I got the girls a couple of swimsuits. I got some dog food. I had to get, Listerine. So I'm like going in every single corner of Target.
As I do every time.
Yeah, but it's not abnormal for someone to get a bunch of different items from Target. So I'm going, how in the back at some Targets, like it'll have all the personal items and then it's like a straight shot to the doors, but there's an aisle that you can turn left to get to the checkout, right? Why does my mom insist on calling me during the podcast?
She can't help it.
Mom, I'm doing a podcast. What's up?
The meatloaf.
What's wrong?
Nothing's wrong, honey. I just need to ask you a question. That's
okay, well, let's not call when I'm recording my podcast, lady.
okay. I thought.
Hey, no to your mom.
She called you honey. That was really sweet.
All right, I love you, Mom. I'll call you back.
Oh, she just sounds like the typical
such a sweetheart
mom. Like
so, I'm going in all these different areas, right? And I'm going on the right side where it kind of leads to either you make a right and it goes out the door, you make a left. So I noticed this like butch looking, who I'm assuming is a lesbian. That's an assumption, but she was walking in when I was walking in, like, oh yeah, and I'm like, oh, you're loss prevention. Like I can tell, right? Just the way she was carrying herself. So as I'm going down this side, she pops out of the back of Target, like, oh yeah, like pretending she's on the phone, thinking I was gonna make a book it line for the door. So I just I'm like, all right, I get it. I haven't showered. I'm covered in tattoos.
Stinky.
Like, I get it. Maybe I'll look like I'm an asshole. Whatever. So then I make a left to go to the checkout. As I'm going, I scoop around. I'm in line. I'm waiting. This guy's taking forever, right?
The worst.
As soon as it's my turn, I'm like leaning kind of like on the cart thing, just like with my hand on it, just like waiting. Out of nowhere, a Target worker comes up and he's like, hold on, I got to check that. I'm like, what? And he goes, and like checks the card thing because they thought I was like fucking with it. And I was like, so I don't see anything. He walks away and these two Mexican dudes behind me, they said something. And I was like, oh man, I'm getting profiled. And he's like, yeah, you are. You're getting profiled, right? They're like, you just got straight up profiled, man. Welcome to our world. One of us. One of us. I was like, I know. It was like funny, right? Because I wasn't messing with him. I'm like, I put in my fucking Target circle so you would see my name and information. But yeah, I totally got I got profiled. Have you ever been profiled?
Just from the studometer. That's about it. But other than that, no, that's about the only time. I mean, I look very much your generic white guy.
Yeah.
So
you do not look intimidating.
No.
In any shape.
No.
Or form.
I'm the most unintimidating person ever.
Yeah.
You're clean cut, boo.
I mean,
I'm a little shaggy right now. I'm a little shaggy raggy.
I've walked into not like the church I was raised in, but like other churches. Like if my friends invited me or something, and I've walked in like a dress or something where you can see some tattoos, and I've gotten some, but it's mainly from older people.
Right,
it's from like old people that are like, I don't get it. Like, I'm so nervous for Easter because my grandma's going to see my hair for the first time.
She's the devil.
She's going to be like, literally like, what did you do?
Come at you with like a shaver.
She's going to be so mad at me.
Who is this multicolored haired whore in my house?
And I had told
She's
her,
a witch.
I had told her that I was going to dye my hair pink. And she was like, how's business going for you? And I go, really, really well. Thank you. And she's like, yeah, wait till you dye your hair and see how business goes for you after that. And I'm like, Grandma, you have no idea the type of people I work on, okay, babe?
No, I've made a whole like thing out of this.
You should have just been like, Jesus loved pink. You know that.
I'm like, wait a minute. Most of my clients are actually sex workers, babe. You have no idea.
She's like, no,
yeah.
yes, yeah, you're going to hell.
You're serving charlatans or hair.
Yeah.
Okay, let me do this story because it's funny. All right, I kind of want to show you the string of events that led to me being like, no. All right, because it's funny how like you get wrapped up in stuff late at night. This is totally an example of like you have too much time. You're at night alone, and you're like, hold on, let me see. So I'm gonna go ahead and have Orkie pull up. I have to apologize to people on Twitch. I don't think they're gonna be able to,
the gray screen.
I don't think
Bring it back.
I don't think the people on Twitch are gonna be able to see this, but in the curated episode on Wednesday, we will have it up so you can see. Go ahead and pull up that first video. So what I want you to do is go ahead, and I was randomly looking at croissants being made, and then you get a bunch of shorts that are people making croissants and whatever, right? And I came across this video randomly, and go ahead and press play.
The Ballerina Farm.
Yes. So these look like good-looking croissants.
She's huge on TikTok.
Okay, hold on.
303,000 likes. That's crazy.
Yeah, they have huge social media platforms, and I didn't even know who these people are. And I'm looking at it, and I'm like kind of looking at the surroundings, right? We have farmhouse. We have woman that looks like she's from 1920. All right. She's making these kind of croissants.
Like sandwiches.
Look, watch. So she's,
she's
real,
like a cake?
hold on, guys, real vanilla. She has fresh cream because they're on a farm, and now she's making like chocolate, berry croissant French toast.
She's making like a croissant bread pudding or something.
Now, Orkie, please pause it real quick. Put the volume back on. Okay, now I want you to notice something as we go. Go ahead and press play. Okay, so it looks great, right?
It does look great.
Now, this is what she looks like. This is her husband.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Hold on, what?
Is there any more of this stuff?
All right. Notice what her husband looks like.
Yeah.
Okay, Orkie, let's go ahead and move. So this is, hold on one second. So I'm like, okay, who the fuck are these people like that have this huge platform? They look like they live on a cattle ranch, and it's like, but something's off. Like something doesn't feel right when I'm watching it. I'm like, okay, are these like the people that try to like have no electricity? Like what's their whole angle? And like homeboy and his little cowboy outfit. But I'm like, oh, okay. So let's go ahead and go to the second one. So before we even start on this, okay, I always go to the long form videos.
Doesn't run out of breaks here.
Hold on one second. So I always go to long form video. I'm like, okay, what are these people about? Right. And their channel is called Ballerina Farms. What are these people about? Are they, like the Amish guys that just want to show their way of life or whatever? But something seemed off. So go ahead and press play.
Cow.
It doesn't run out of breaks here.
That's good land.
That's God's country.
That's good land right there.
Here he comes.
All right.
He's going.
That's the husband. Now watch him.
Hasn't slept in 12 hours.
Look at his outfit. Pause it, please. Now I want you to look at this guy's outfit. Notice the way that he's wearing his hat, his cowboy hat, how it's up on the back of the head, almost like a hipster, right? And then his little tucked in jeans to the boots. And I'm like, okay, that does not seem like a cowboy to me. Go ahead and press play. So this is him getting dairy cows, and he's super nervous about getting dairy cows and what seems to be a multi-million-dollar facility for these cows. Going on to number 3. Now I want you to notice something else, okay? As they're going through, and this is all the cows being delivered. Okay.
Good cows.
And this is like 3 of their 18 kids. Look what he's doing. Pause it. Look what he's doing. He is in his hipster ass shit with his phone out, his iPhone out, recording for social media. The dairy cow's coming. Press play, please. So now I'm convinced these people are playing dress up. I'm like, these are not
we're just
real people. These are social media people playing dress up, right? So we can actually...
I got to see them in action here. I got to see them.
All right, go ahead and play the 4th one real quick. I just wanted you to notice the facility.
It's beautiful.
And how absolutely crazy expensive that would be.
And it's incredibly clean. I guess this is all before the cows get there.
Yes, this is before the cows get there.
Yeah.
So let me go ahead and go through my process. I see that video. I watch a couple others. I see this. I notice what her man looks like. And I'm like, something does not seem right.
I mean, like country folk do the clean shave thing.
But they seem like fakers. Like this doesn't seem accurate, right? So I did a little bit of digging.
Mhm.
I was like, let's go ahead and see what this is all about. So first, there was a New York Times article that came out
I was waiting for this.
that was talking about because she's a big traditional wife influencer.
Yeah.
It's a trad wife scene. And if you don't know what trad wives are, it's basically stay at home, watch the kids, cook, clean, let your husband be the leader. Kind of a
proper
thing.
woman.
Proper woman, right?
Yeah.
That's the whole thing that they're selling you, because these people sell you an idea. They sell you how great things were back in the day, how much better it is to live in God's country with cows and shit and 8 kids and fucking all this stuff, right? So I'm like, let me do a little digging. So I'm looking at their comments, and I noticed a couple people mention Daniel, who's the dad here,
Mhm.
his father. And I was like,
his father's father.
I was like, okay, well, does his dad come from like a farm background? And
Yeah, maybe it's like a 6th generation thing.
Let me go ahead and read you something. David Gary Nealman, because their last name's Nealman,
Okay.
is a Brazilian-American businessman and entrepreneur. He has founded 5 commercial airlines, including Morris Air, WestJet, JetBlue Airways, Azul Brazilian Airlines, and Breeze Airways. His calculated net worth is $500 million. So now things are starting to get into place.
Mhm.
Because I'm thinking to myself, why is this pretty blonde woman
Gorge.
okay being treated like she's stock to have 18 fucking kids? Yes, I get that they're in Utah, but she legit has 8 children. Live on a farm, play dress up as a farmer
Mhm.
when you have a hipster shit man. And I was like, oh, it's because this is all funded by daddy's money. Daddy's money funds this whole operation. And then on top of that, I was like, okay, hold on here. You are not a traditional wife. I don't care how many kids you are. I don't care if you live in God's country. You're not a traditional wife. You have a social media empire that you yourself are running. You make millions of dollars off of your videos. He gives you the opportunity to continue that grift by doing the traditional wife, but you are a boss bitch.
Mhm.
You are a woman
She knows what she's doing.
with brands underneath you. You are a businesswoman that works.
Does the son just tend to the farm, or does he have like his own company? What's his dealio?
That's my point. This is their whole grift. Their whole grift is that, and it makes sense. The reason why that woman is the happiest woman in the world with her hipster shit, faker ass cowboy husband is because he's worth and due to inherit $500 million.
Yeah.
And that money is what did this whole, because they sell people on the idea of you got to get yourself some land. And once you get that land, you can build up, you can get some pigs.
It's the American way.
It's all funded by airline money. They're fucking liars. They're liars. Just watching their videos, something looks off. It's not And it goes back to the same thing about the manfluencers that are grifters that hate gay people yet get in some gay sex controversy. It's the same thing. These people want to sell you on the idea of how great the world was back in 1900s, where the wife tended to the kids and had 17 kids and made French toast from scratch with, cream that came from our cows. But what they're not telling you is that the whole operation is funded by two things. One, daddy's money. First of all, daddy's money. And two, your wife's job. Your wife's job.
You know that TikTok is giving her so much money because she has like millions of followers, I think.
Dude.
Shout out Homeboy for securing a double bag.
Yeah.
Their empire is huge, but it's built off the idea of things that they, by their very nature, are not. Mm-hmm. You are not a traditional wife. You know what a traditional wife does? Wouldn't have a social media account. Traditional wife wouldn't have her own business because the husband's in charge. Mm-hmm. It demasculates the husband if the woman is the one bringing in all this money. So you got to think, daddy, in their case, granddaddy or father-in-law, grandpappy is how the son got all his money, I'm assuming, but I'm pretty sure that's accurate. Got all his money, these $1 million facilities. He got all his money that way. So that woman, just by the very nature, does not respect that. You didn't earn your money. This is your father's money. Mm-hmm. But watch me earn millions of dollars selling an idea that is not accurate, which in turn makes you a non-traditional wife. Because none of this would be a thing if she was. None of it.
Well, and also, all their videos look like they've been filmed from like your eyeballs. Like it's so clear. So she has all the setup.
She has a whole crew.
She has a whole situation. She probably has an editor.
Oh, yeah.
She probably, because her videos are immaculate.
That's my point.
I've been lost in the sauce with her too.
And look,
I get it.
And that's okay. If you want to be a boss bitch, you have a multi-million-dollar empire, like a Martha Stewart type, that's fine. But stop selling bullshit to your people. Do not pretend like this was all funded and all these opportunities are funded by my father-in-law's money. Mm-hmm. That's what made that a reality for you guys. And now you've overtaken and created an empire by selling bullshit to people. It's not easy to live on a fucking farm. It's not easy to have 10 children. And a woman, I would argue, is not best suited to stay at home while tending to children. Now, if you do, that's great. That's great. If you want to stay at home and you want to tend to the children, you want to cook and clean because that's what you want to do and that works for your family, that's fine. But these people are trying to, and it all has like a Christianity bent to it. Mm-hmm. Oh, God intended it to just be this way. And you're selling that shit to people, but it's all fake. It's a fake thing. Well, it's also not real.
It's not realistic these days because most people need a double income household to even survive.
Just to survive.
So it's like they're glorifying this like stay-at-home mom situation, but not everyone is like lucky or blessed enough to have that.
Yeah, we don't all have $500 million to inherit when our dads die, right, Elliot?
But okay, so guys, I have a secret to tell you. I'm so very poor.
What?
You're poor? I would never think.
Who would have thunked it?
I was
a took in the back.
So all I'm saying is that much like all these grifters online, I don't hate these people. This is the way they want to live. That's fine. That's fine.
I will say there is a part of me that kind of wonder, what would I do if I owned land? If I owned a farm,
you would be insufferable.
Oh, those animals would die. Those animals would be dead. Yeah, I'd be horrible.
That lifestyle seems like actual living hell to me, but that's me.
Yeah.
For other people, that's fine.
Oh my God. If I was forced to be at home to like cook and clean.
If the weather was nice, I think I could see myself doing a farm.
What would I do with all this humor inside of me?
Yeah, but don't you want to so there was like a preview for a Netflix show. I think it's called like Ransom Canyon. It's one of those like drama country shows.
Yeah.
All right. But it was like, man, doesn't make you kind of want to be a little country?
No.
I mean, like I would be such a phony because I wouldn't know what I'm doing. It would take me like 20 years to figure out how to grow one crop, let alone a farm.
I understand the appeal
Totally.
I understand the appeal, but purposely forcing yourself to live without commodity as if it's better than the way most people live is bullshit.
Yeah.
And you popping out 8 or 9 kids,
you need farm hands.
In my opinion, is almost abuse. Like that's, and I know that's going to be a hot take. I know people have big families. I'm not talking shit on you. I'm saying that if you are looked at as a role, like the role that the woman is supposed to play is to just breed, but tons of kids like the Duggins or whatever their name is.
The Duggars.
Duggars, 18, 19
God.
kids. It's abusive, not only to the woman to convince her
Like
that this
her
is
body?
what, yes. But the other thing that's abusive is that you are not going to be able to give proper allocated time and quality to your kids. Your kids are going to be raising your kids.
Yep.
It's disgusting to me. Now, there's plenty of people that have big families, and that's fine. I'm saying if the assumption is that you're here specifically to have a fucking football team for the dude that's always going to be in charge, even though he didn't earn his money, and you're the one that's actually making money, not him. You're the one that's making money, but you're just supposed to pop out kids. It seems disgusting to me.
Yeah.
And it's like authenticity again matters. If he was like, yeah, man, I got a bunch of money from my dad and I bought this shit, I'd be like, rock on.
Well, there's also
Good for
been
you.
allegations that he's a total douche.
Oh, I'm sure.
So
I'm sure he's a fucking piece of work.
I can't
dude.
confirm or deny, obviously, but I have seen like in the comments, because I've deep dove into her too.
Right.
That a lot of people are like, girl, blink twice. Wear this color shirt in the next video if you need help. Or like something like that.
I've never even heard of these people until today.
Neither did I until I saw it, but it's just that one shot of him wearing his cowboy hat like a fucking hipster with his little phone out, getting them Derek out. Boy, you're not country.
Yep.
You're not country. Your dad is a CEO and founder of multi-billion-dollar companies. You're not country, bro. That's not who you are. I know you're playing dress up. You want to be country, but you ain't. You ain't.
How long do you have to do it until you become country, do you think?
I think you have to be raised that way.
I think to be like country.
Like if you were, like, let's say you were a city slicker, much like ourselves, right? And then they were like, all right, you gotta work a farm. You'll own a farm, but you gotta work the farm. You gotta work the land, but this land is yours. How long until you can say you're like certified country?
As soon as you're not using daddy's money to pay for the operation. As soon as like you've worked it yourself, that you don't just pay everyone to do it. You're in there in the shit 16 hours a day. You're in the shit yourself.
Shoveling.
Do you say like your first harvest?
No, I'm talking like when the pleasantries of failure is scary and does not exist. Like, I don't have a backup. This farm needs to work.
I am the farm.
I don't think anyone that like, dude, if you have like $20 million and you want to go play dress up on a farm, but if it fails, it's whatever.
Yeah.
That's not country.
No, that's not country.
That's you're a fucking trust fund baby. Like this is just your grift. Like other trust fund babies buy cars, have, big ass flats in New York and all these places. That's what they do with their trust fund money. This is just another version of that. You're playing dress up, dude. You are not some good old country boy with your, oh man, look at my belt buckle. That's not who you are. You probably had an Ivy League education. Your father is worth hundreds of millions of dollars. And I'm not saying if your dad's successful, that's a knock on you, but I'm saying authenticity. Authenticity.
I have family that runs the farm in Kerman, and I could not. Like, if they were like, just go in there and like do your thing, I would totally fail.
Okay, what would you rather be more interested in living? Farm or like on sea? Or like, like you live off a boat?
No boat.
No boat. I would
farm.
die.
I think I would take the sea.
But have you seen
the ocean scares me for sure.
But have you seen
and it should be feared.
Those videos where the song in the background is like
that's the Northern Sea. Yeah.
Yes,
it's
and
the most
guys,
treacherous water in the world.
The guys that are on the boats that have to like in the middle of the night go underneath and like do all these things. Like I would rather drown.
I'm cool.
I would drown.
Well, you would. I mean,
put myself out of my misery.
one wave would do it,
right?
But
no.
I feel like I would get too I'd be wanting more if I was only on the farm always. You'd be like, I want to make a name for myself. You know, at least if you're in sea, you'd probably see some different countries.
Right,
You'd be traveling.
Oh, yeah.
You'd be an explorer, like our ancestors that didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah, at all, ever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally did not take things that did not belong to them, including cultures.
I mean, did they write their name on it? No.
Oh my God.
Just like workers' lunch. That's my lunch. There's no name on it. It's up for grabs.
Temple by Montezuma. Scratch that out. Right? That's not.
Anyways, so there you go. That's my whole rant. I'm sorry. I feel like
sometimes rants are needed.
I had to get it out because I'm like, again, these are people that are misguiding other people to make them get this fantasy of something that's just not real.
Yeah.
Like, and I will say this, and I'll end on this. If they had nothing and then built their way up to it,
they'd be an inspiration to us all.
I would give them credit.
Mm-hmm.
But when you're funded by CEO money and you're acting like you're a good old country boy, you're full of shit. Now, with that being said, we're going to take a break. You need to go get ready.
Oh God, I forgot.
We got a game we're going to play. We got a game. We got a game that we're going to play. It's going to be Orkie versus Jess. A very, very festive Weedster episode of HighQ, baby.
HighQ.
We're bringing back HighQ.
HighQ.
Orkie versus Jess. They're going to go get prepared, if you know what I mean. And we will be right back. You don't want to miss it. I am back with these 4 individuals, me included. I am so excited to bring this back, Elliot.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite things that we ever did.
In the world, Craig.
In the world.
One of our first things ever, too.
One of our first things ever was always a big hit. And we're talking HighQ. Hit that music. It's time for HighQ, baby. We're something out of 10 stoned individuals. We test their knowledge. Does it impair them? Does it not? We have this time around a very special Weedster celebration of HighQ with Barbress Jess.
That's like the perfect way to open up.
And Orkie himself.
What are you eating right now?
Jesus.
Give us a little ASMR. Give us a bite and a crunch.
Orkie, that's your cue to talk into the microphone.
You guys don't want to hear me.
Yes,
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, we do. That's why when I say Orkie, you're supposed to go, hey.
Oh, I'm here.
Okay.
Here, I'll do that. Here you go.
So
Hello.
if you're unaware, maybe, just maybe, Jess and Ork went and partook in some festive greens. 1 through 10, how theoretically high are you right now?
Doesn't take much for me, right, Orkie Poo?
That's true.
I don't know, probably like a 7.
Okay,
Chilling.
so we're rocking a 7 out of 10.
Yeah.
Orkie, 1 out of 10, how theoretically high are you?
I smoke twice as much as her, and I would say I'm about a 5.
Yeah, because he's, he does partake in the celebration. So this is how it's going to work. We're going to do a special versus episode of HighQ where we ask a question. Now, when we ask the question, first to 4 wins.
Okay, we got a
First
4.
to 4.
Got a 4 deal here.
I feel like Orc is probably very, very intelligent. I'm about to get smoked right now.
Well, these are all middle school grade questions.
Oh, God.
Damn it.
7th and 8th grade. And your name's your buzzer. So how it works, I'm going to read the question. You got to wait until I'm done reading the question. Me and Elliot will go back and forth.
And what do
Question.
we say our names?
You say your name as the buzzer.
Question.
Yes.
What's,
Answer.
What's my name?
Orkie.
Okay.
Or just say
Okay.
orc or
Or just
Orkie.
Ork. Ork
What
or
if I
Orkie.
say BJ for Barbress Jess?
That's fine. Whatever.
What if I say Jess's name?
What if I say Orc's name?
Okay.
And this is very silly, and I love what you guys are doing.
Yeah.
But no, it's your guys'
No,
own name.
it's just use your name.
Love what you're doing, though.
Yeah. And then we'll ask questions. Your job is to try to get the right answer. If the first person answers incorrectly, the second person has a chance to steal.
Okay.
Up for grabs. We have a half-eaten box of Lucky Charms.
From last year?
No.
Yes.
From my pantry.
From last year.
I ate that last year.
I also have a party bag of Ruffles.
Ooh, what
I
flavor?
have 2 peanut butter cups
No, in his
and
ass, he got plain ruffles.
and a frozen steak. Okay. And that's
you didn't
going
even cook it?
No, it's frozen. But you can cook it. And it's all today on HighQ. Are you ready?
Sure.
Jess,
Yeah.
are you there?
Yeah.
God, this is already going off the rails, dude.
Those chips look good.
They're cheeses. Come get some.
All right, here we go. I'm gonna start off, Elliot.
Okay. Are you going just any of the questions?
I'm gonna go in order.
Oh, okay. I might
yeah, I
just
still
go
gotta-
rogue.
I still got to switch cameras. I'm
You
sorry,
can go
guys.
rogue if you. Should we go rogue?
I think we should go rogue.
Okay.
I already know which
What
one I
does
want.
going rogue mean?
Here,
I'm just going to pick whichever one
I got one.
Okay.
Okay, are you guys ready?
Yeah.
Yeah.
want. Yeah.
How many months have 28 days?
Jess.
Orkie.
Jess was first.
1.
Orkie,
1.
you're both wrong.
Have 28 days?
All of them have 28 days.
Wah, wah.
Wah, wah, wah.
All of them have 28 days, Jess. All of them.
I
Think
get
about it.
I get it. I understand. I'm not broken.
Do you not get it?
All of them.
I just
All
feel
of them
dumb.
have 28 days in the month.
Not all of them
What?
have 31
Jess.
though.
Not all of them have 31 days. All of the months have 28 days.
Only 1 month ends with the 28th day.
Oh, God, look at her face.
I get it now.
Look at her
You're
face.
a dick for that.
All right.
So you're both wrong.
Sorry, guys.
So zeros.
Okay. This is a layup, guys. A layup. Who wrote Romeo and Juliet?
Jess.
Orkie.
Just fast on this one.
Shakespeare.
Jess is
You were on the board.
Whammy
Whammy.
boy.
Yeah.
Suck on that, Orc. Suck on it.
Boo.
Suck on it, Orc.
Boo.
Leave me alone. You're right, Brittany. Pookie.
Why does everyone think that we're mean to Jess?
Everyone
we're not.
says he's so mean to me.
We're not mean to you.
Never.
Anyways, I got one.
Okay.
Okay. If a plane crashes on the border of US and Canada, where do they bury the survivors?
Jess.
Jess.
The U.S.
Orkie.
I don't know. I wasn't listening.
Wait, Canada.
The answer is nowhere because you don't bury survivors. Man, you got to really think about what I'm asking here.
That was seriously so rude. Stop bullying me. You're right,
All right.
Pookie.
I'm not bullying you.
On to
You
the
gotta
next
think.
thing.
You're the biggest bully.
I'm not the bully. Okay, Elliot. You're
Okay. Again, guys, we're having a good time. What planet is known as the red planet?
Jess.
Jess.
Uranus.
Oh
Orc.
my God.
Mars?
Correct. It is
1 to
Mars.
I'm sorry, I'm not Katy Perry. I don't live in space.
That's funny.
Okay, I got one for you. Okay. Here, how about this? Okay. How many branches are in the US government?
Orkie.
Orc.
3.
3 is correct.
Correct.
Okay.
All right.
2-1,
All right.
2-1.
No, fuck
2-1.
the government. I don't care.
I agree.
Yeah.
She's
word,
not a
you
big
fuck
fan of the
government.
government.
Elliot, your turn.
Okay. What force keeps us on the ground?
I was about to say Alexa.
Orc.
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 Gravity.
Gravitas.
Wait, I was gonna say that. I said Alexa like I'm at home talking to my stereos.
Okay.
All right, it's 3-1.
I get a point for that shit.
Okay, how about this? I'm trying to think of a good one here.
Quit trying to cheat, Brittany.
What word is spelled incorrectly in every dictionary?
Jess.
Jess.
Incorrectly.
There we
Well
go.
done.
Well done.
The jester.
2-3.
All
All right, Elliot, your turn.
Okay. This one could be for all the marbles. Here.
I've got the marbles.
What continent is Egypt in?
Orc. Africa.
It's time for Africa. Samina.
Man, you got smoked, Jess.
Are we
You
not
got
playing?
smoked.
We're not playing anymore?
No. Orc win.
Love you, Jess.
Yeah.
Love you, Jess.
So
You're the
now
best.
I'm just baked for no reason.
Yeah.
What?
Well, no, there is a reason because we're going into our very first segment. We're going to be ending the pod on this. Is Jess's long sought after segment of 3 news stories that I told her to bring for 4 weeks straight. Now we're getting to it. And it's called That Bitch Said What? Jess, give me the 3 news stories that you brought.
Well, I don't remember. But, but let me go in my notes.
Yes.
Because I want to talk about how people think you guys are mean to me. Can we talk about this?
Yeah.
Okay.
You can count it. I feel like I'm super nice.
I'm super nice to you.
Okay. So I went into my local beauty supply store because that's where I shop.
Mhm.
Bless their little hearts. They're listeners of ours. They're all so sweet. And they have said to me verbatim that they cannot believe how mean you guys are to me.
Okay, we're not under.
I feel like I am awfully sweet to everybody.
we are not mean to you at all.
Now I can be a little deadpan.
And then a few of my clients have said the same thing.
Give me an example of how we're mean to you,
Give
Jess.
us the
Everyone
list.
write it down and tell them. They say that your guys are so mean to me. And that I don't
What do they say? What do they say we're mean about exactly?
Yeah, what did we do?
that you guys don't let me talk.
Oh my God.
Jess, how do you feel about that?
That you don't
I'll
let
tell
me
you how
talk.
I feel about
Yeah,
it.
yeah. Women, let's talk about women and how their brains are smaller than ours.
I pop my back.
Jess,
Yeah.
we want you to talk.
Yeah.
But like sometimes we'll have people in here and this is what you're doing.
Because I don't
She's
like,
pretty good about not laughing on mic
I
or
don't-
sounding like Peter Griffin.
I don't like the things you guys talk about sometimes.
Okay, so then why don't you correct these people and be like, hey, some of the things they talk about, I can't really contribute to because we never silence you. If anything, I'm over here begging you to talk more. I'm like, I want you to say more things, Jess.
I feel silenced.
But why do you feel this way?
I just feel like you guys fucking hate me
But why you feel this way?
because I'm ugly and you have to look at me all the time.
But is not the
This
ugly
is
duckling
literally-
the one that turns into the pretty swan?
No, look, this is literally what she said last time she got high was that she felt bad that we have to look at her all the time. Is this what happens when you smoke pot? That you
This
just
happens constantly.
that you just start going like, oh my God.
I want everyone to tell me how beautiful I am every time I'm.
You are fabulous,
I'm alive.
Jess.
Jess,
Jess, you're fabulous.
what's this where Coachella outfits and hair?
Everyone fucking slacked this year,
Oh, yeah.
and I'm disappointed.
So it's funny you mention this because
Yeah, he was going.
I'm gonna
on
go.
a diatribe.
I'm gonna go all the way back
Mm-hmm.
to the green screen
Yeah.
because I had a story. The first story I was gonna do on the green screen, I think we're gonna call it like Garage Talk or Green Talks. I don't know. It's a stupid name. We'll work on it. But I was gonna talk about Coachella's lack of effort
Mm-hmm.
because I cannot stand fans that do not participate in a concert. If you have somebody
Truly.
like Lady Gaga
Mm-hmm.
just ripping it with
Who's an amazing talent?
who's
Mm-hmm.
a phenomenal singer,
Yeah.
an incredible dancer that has choreography that's very good, and then you're like this,
Mm-hmm.
like
or worse, like this.
Mm-hmm. But do you think maybe they're really, really high?
if you are, then you should be really, really jumping.
But
you should be jamming.
I've never done anything outside of weed. Like I've never done ecstasy or Molly, and I know
Look,
that those are really
I
big
definitely
there.
haven't either. But from the experiences I've seen from 3 other Coachellas, the people that are usually having the best times of their life dancing.
Is there such thing as a bad high when you do that?
Well, sure, you can have a bad high with anything.
Yeah,
that
but
comes with partaking in drugs.
Come on, let's call it what it is. Coachella is, and they do have amazing lineups. I'll give them that. There is a lot of fluff in
The
there
last
too.
2 I felt like were great.
Hold on. However, it is more of a status symbol than a concert. That's just what it is. You are buying the ticket that's crazy expensive to be like, I went to Coachella. That is what it is. You are there to take pictures for social media to say how great it is because your priorities are fucked. 2, you're talking about a generation of people that like mumble rap, that mosh at rap shows. Like, what the fuck? Okay. These kids like bad shit. So 80% of the acts at Coachella are substandard. Who is good? A Lady Gaga, a Radiohead a few years ago. When you have these amazing talents come in here, they're not as popular as the new quick thing like an Ice Spice who is nowhere now.
Yeah.
But was the biggest fucking thing in the world 6 months ago. These people, their likes move at the speed of light, dude. So you're talking about a generation that was incentivized to not sit and enjoy things, but to show people that they're enjoying them. There's a difference, dude. And this is literally what the issue with Coachella is. It is a status symbol. It's to say you were there. It's not to be there.
It's not about the music anymore, man.
It's not.
It's not. Well, and like some people are posting like, hey, I took my kids to the 2005 Coachella. Look at this lineup. And it's this incredible 2-day lineup. And there's not a wacky outfit. You know, it's like families and teenagers.
That's what
and
pisses me off. You need to go, if you're going to spend that much money, you need to put your whole manussi into it.
Yeah. Your manussi.
And like,
your
look,
manussi.
if you want to dress up and do the whole influencer look and aesthetic, by all means, do it. It's your big weekend. You spent a ton of money, so you might as well go big for it. But just participate.
Yeah.
And like, if you don't like the artist, don't stand in the crowd. Give somebody who's probably there for that artist an opportunity to get closer and to appreciate it. But don't just stand there trying to figure out who Blur is and then not into it. And then they're putting their heart and soul into a performance. And then they have to tell you in mid-show, we're playing one more song and you'll never see us again.
I can sum up Coachella 4 or 5 years ago exactly for what it is. Elliot, what's the name of that band that used to listen to and cry all the time?
1975.
1975.
They're still very good.
So they were playing on the stage of Coachella. The lead singer is legit bawling hysterically on stage, probably in the middle of a very drug-induced episode. It was horrible. I'm not saying they're a bad band. I'm saying the dude took the brown acid, man, and it fucked him. And he was literally on stage, like, emotionally dumping, like crying on a microphone, and the people were eating it up. I'm like, this looks evil.
Yeah.
This looks like insane to me that this is what this has become.
Yeah.
Right? It was so bad. I would have been so pissed if I went to go see that band and they were having some emotional fucking breakdown on a microphone, not even playing it was just bad. It was just bad. Again, not saying they're a bad band. I'm saying that was not their...
I know how you feel about them. It's fine.
It is not their shiniest of moments.
No, I agree. I mean, I've seen them, I think, 3 or 4 times, and I would probably put that at the lower one, especially when you've seen them live for their own shows.
Right.
But I mean, like, right before them was Matt and Kim. Matt and Kim, who I've seen twice, once at Grizzly Fest, another thing that got ruined here. Awesome. Mosh pitting, jamming, jumping, fine. That night was Calvin Harris at like his peak of popularity with Rihanna. Like, it was an incredible display of fireworks and shows, and there was life and fun. But when you look at these videos now, it just feels like people are afraid to express themselves having fun. And that is a disservice to the artist. Artists go to perform, to share their experiences, their music, and to experience fun. And if you aren't going to then reciprocate the fun, why are you even there?
Well, and the lineup, so I'm going to Warped Tour in July, and the lineup for the most part is pretty good. But then I see on there that they have like Landon Barker, Travis Barker's son, who, like, what are you doing? And like a few people that do not need to be at Warped Tour. Like, what is happening?
Well, I mean, I don't mind the son getting an opportunity if it means he can, if he makes good music.
But being at Warped Tour?
No. I understand what you're saying, because trust me, I've had my run-in with Nepo babies, and I'm like, oh, you don't deserve any of this, nor do you know what the fuck you're doing. I've been privy to that, so I get it, right? Sometimes those opportunities are vital to them because they do have the skill and they are willing to work. It's not like what I'm assuming is the Ballerina Farms situation where you have just someone that's
But I
flush
just
with
feel
cash.
at these huge festivals, it should be like Blink 182.
You're right. But also these huge festivals do need fluff. And I am telling you, the genre, the alt-rock genre in general has been, it's kind of getting the same thing happening to them that the hip hop or rap industry had about 8 years ago when they got inundated with people that aren't that good. And it's more about what they can sell as far as looks are concerned, not the quality or content of the music. Alt rock is going through the same thing where the lines are being blurred from crunchy guitar rock to, or like punk rock roots, to more of like a Billie Eilish with light guitars and keyboards behind it. That they're having a same like overtaking. So to get like the true like punk rock-esque bands that still exist, they're probably not as big because they're not as commercially viable for record labels to sign them. You're going to have to find someone to fill in that fluff.
That's fair.
You know? So with all that being said, I think it's a good place to end the pod. Thank you very much for getting stoned for us. Good luck on your podcast.
My God. Yay. I'm like cracked out more than anything on this caffeine.
Yeah,
it's really good.
Yeah, this coffee's great.
Yeah. It's fantastic.
Hapa coffee. Hapa California coffee.
Hapa California coffee.
Drink it.
Thanks to our guests.
Drink it.
Thank you for listening. The shirt stickers coming out this week when you watch this on YouTube.
Orcam.
You'll be able to see, experience, feel this beautiful shirt and sticker on your old body.
Dude, how lame. We didn't get to talk Treasure Planet.
We'll get back to it. We gone on a little bit long, but it's a good episode. We hope you enjoyed it. Remember to like and subscribe. We got a bunch of new shorts content that's going to be coming out. Quite possibly another sub episode.
That might
the green screen. The gray screen.
Maybe
a screen.
Maybe something for the ladies.
For the ladies.
So we got some interesting stuff coming up. I want to, from the bottom of my heart, if you made it this long on the video, I want to thank everyone who's been watching, sharing, commenting. We greatly appreciate it. You guys have come out in full force. It's just getting better and better and better. And it humbles me. So I will buy your love later on down. So stay close with us on the socials. The Do Over 559. Pretty much everywhere. Go stay close so you can know where to come and get your shirt. Elliot, where can people find you?
You can find me on Twitter at ElliotCams. You can find me on Instagram at ElliotJams13, LinkedIn, whatever you want to hit me up on. I don't know. YouTube. Like and subscribe. I swear.
And share it with your friends.
Like and subscribe.
Jess, where can everyone find you?
At Jess Schmidt Hair with 2 S's, not 3 on Instagram, and at Sirens and Sage Beauty on Instagram.
Because she's a salon owner.
I'm a salon owner, baby.
You can find me at High Associates Fresno or the Do Over 559. I will get back to you when I read those messages in like 2 months. We love you so much. Thank you very much. Subscribe. It's free. All you do is click a fucking button, put on the alert so you know. Until next time, gotta go. Love you. Bye.
All the spiders.